too.
Yeah, that's how it's done right there. That's the good stuff right there.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about that noise.
Oh, you actually worked today?
Yeah.
At the new store?
Mm-hmm.
How was it?
It's weird, man.
Was it weird?
It was real weird.
What's the weirdest part? Is it just like you don't know where anything is, or like you don't know anybody?
That. Not knowing anybody I thought was going to be bad. I was like, how did I sell today? Just compared to other people, what am I looking like? The next highest person, I did over triple their revenue. And the next person highest to them, they did half of his. Well, so I was like, I'm about 6 times greater than all the other people in the store, at least today.
Is the store small? Like, is it? I mean, it's smaller because physically our store's the biggest. But,
very petite. However,
but like position-wise, like, does it do as much business?
In the store, people who had sold things, I think there were 6 people. And I got out of 5.
Wow.
And it was like, this is amazing. Not only that, it was real weird. Everyone that came in, they're like, oh, I had an iPad, something. I'm looking at a new one. I was like, okay, well, this is the iPad that would replace yours, just iPad. They did just release the Air. This is, whatever. Okay. Yeah, I'll take that. I'm just like, case? Oh, yeah, that's a nice case. Do you know about the AppleCare? Let me tell you. Oh, it replaces the charger. Oh, yeah, I'll do the AppleCare. Did you have AppleCare in your old one? No? I'm just like... Everyone said yes to everything. And that's something that actually the sales floor manager there was like, it's really weird. It just happens. You ask for the sale, and they will almost always say yes. And you never offer the financing there. Ever. Because no one will take it.
I think the big thing
it's like an anomaly.
Is you're not right next to MSU. That's going to be a huge difference. One in traffic and one in just attitude.
Yeah, no one's like, I need a computer. Give me the cheapest deal.
Exactly.
They came in like, I could use a computer. One guy came in to spend $500-$600. He was looking for a 17-inch screen. I showed him the value laptop we have. And I was like, hey, this is the only other 17-inch screen in the store, just so you know. $11.99. He's like, I like that one. Okay, and then he ended up spending $1,600 total. And I was like, fuck. Okay.
That's insane.
But I was just blowing people out of the water. Not only that, but it was something that was just like, sometimes I'd be like, where the fuck is everyone that was in my department? Because there were 2 others. I was kind of just like tacked on for the day to learn. So normally it's 1 to 2 people in a department. That's it. And I looked over and everyone's just chilling at AP. Like 6 people. A group of 4 over at home theater. I'm the only person that's like doing their job in the store. And I was like, this is weird. I was like, this feels really strange. So
yeah,
I don't really know.
It's interesting.
But they started talking about their Minecraft servers and their D&D and all that. And the chick who's doing the DMing, she's like, oh, you want to join? And I was just like, my God, it was that easy. Like,
it was that easy.
I'm in. I was like, absolutely. I've made character sheets. I got everything ready to go. Let's do this.
Mm-hmm.
And, yeah, so it sounds like I'm going to be doing the D&D.
That's pretty cool. That's exciting.
Yeah.
Good news.
They asked me to do their Minecraft server, and I was like, fuck no. There's not a chance in hell. I
really?
love you. I was like, I love you guys. No way. Catch me dead in a fucking Minecraft server. Nothing on Minecraft. Great game. I left that game a decade ago.
P-Stabs! Well, P-Stabs, if you watched the last show, you would have heard me announce that we were doing it at 7 instead of 6. So, But yes, we are late. We're late. But that means we go later, which means you get us later, which means it's shorter amount of time to the next show. I mean, it just do the math here,
I wasn't on Twitch on Friday. Me neither.
I was.
Me neither, P-Stabs. Actually, I did hop on a little bit to watch you play.
I was drinking, playing Halo. And
it was a fun time.
Yeah. Once you get 10 shots in, it's a lot harder to play Halo.
Oh, 10.
Yeah.
Shot.
No. It's a lot harder to play Halo. Especially after not playing Halo for so long.
I believe it. I played my fiance's, but Shay's Xbox One S on the monitor we have set up like for her. Apex is unbearable.
Unbearable?
Yeah.
Like
on my 1S, dude, it was just so like it was so much framier because I think they did the uncapped thing or something
Oh,
on the
okay.
1X. It was like the textures weren't the same, the frames weren't the same, and then playing on a little screen after coming from a 65, it was like staggering. It's like a 25-inch, maybe 27-inch monitor that sits near the back of my desk, and it was like I just couldn't. Like the first couple games, I was like so fucked up. I actually had to turn my sensitivity up because I was like, I'm moving so slow across this little screen.
I played. I started playing Halo on that 32-inch right there.
Yeah.
Couldn't do it. I had to drop that, get to go to my monitor. It's smaller. It's too big.
And I understand like playing on a smaller screen. It definitely felt easier. Well, it was strange because I had to change my field of view too. My field of view is so big on my TV because at 65 inches, I can still see things really far away.
Right.
Because they're this big, but on my monitor they're only that big.
Tiny.
And I was like, I got to zoom in a little bit, and then I had to adjust my sensitivity to compensate for that, and it was like, I was all fucked up. Got back on my 65 inch, I got that victory. I was like, good.
I've been in debate about switching the type of the way the aiming works. You know, you change it to like linear, so it's raw.
Or,
I'm thinking about changing it just because I feel
Why?
like
you have it on raw input.
yeah, I'll find my like I don't know if it's the controller or just the way I like play.
The way you rest your hands.
Yeah, because my thing will drift at certain points. Like my look will just, and I'll be like, oh, and I move my hand and it stops, and it's like my hand just gets like naturally like comfortable and just slowly moves the joystick just enough where it drifts.
Huh? That's really weird.
And also, I feel like when I'm scoped in,
Mm-hmm.
I have it as the same look sensitivity,
No.
but it doesn't feel the same. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel that.
It's just
I have
I don't
mine
know.
down 1.
I just don't know. I don't know what's exactly wrong, but nothing felt. I think it's because I just recently played Halo and everything was really tight, and I like the way Halo moves.
Yeah.
To try to get Apex to move like Halo is really hard, and I can't.
Switching back, like it was so weird because I switched, of course, from the best game of all time, Borderlands. Although this is the sequel or the prequel,
Yeah, the prequel to the best.
not the
Borderlands.
pre-sequel, the prequel to the best Borderlands of all time,
Right.
best game of all time. All the same, I was playing that a lot. Switched to Apex for a little while waiting for people to get on for Borderlands.
Mm-hmm.
What a fucking twist and turn. It was like I just can't. Not only that, but in Borderlands the aim assist is so high
Yeah.
because the guns are like, some of them are meant to be like fucked up inaccurate.
Mm-hmm.
So it was just like not having an aim assist and having my sensitivity be different, and guns that were a little more like realistic in that way. It's just it didn't bode well for
Yeah,
me.
because when I was playing Halo, I mean, I run the Magnum until I run out of ammo, and then I'll go pick up a different gun.
Yeah.
So I was like, I should just
In PvP?
yeah.
Okay.
And then I was like, I should probably just go freaking
I'm
learn how to do the wingman, you know? And
with a skull piercer?
yeah,
Sweet
it should be
Jesus.
good. And I was trying to do it after just doing Halo, and I was like, all of a sudden, I was like, I can't. It doesn't hit. It doesn't hit. It's insane to me. I mean, obviously, if I go up to a Caustic or Gibraltar, I'm going to hit them because they're giant. But,
Yeah.
like, a race run away from me, I'm like, I can't hit you. It's annoying.
I've been killing it with the longbow.
Longbow's
A long
pretty
dick game.
cool. A long dick game. I still like the carbine a lot. Carbine and then the
301,
Prowler with the select fire.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Derek and I went endgame after my third. Tim disconnected, and I had the Spitfire with the 2.4 ACOG on there.
Mm-hmm.
I just couldn't fucking miss, dog. Just straight massacred some kids. We ended up dying, but at the end of the game, I had something like 1,200 damage, and Derek had 64 because he wasn't wearing a proper headset. He was wearing like some shitty earbud. We were in the same room.
Mm-hmm.
He was wearing some really shitty earbuds, so he could hear nothing. And I'd be like behind us because I could hear him, and I'd turn and just go, just headshot, instantly down. And then he'd like, he would have got like 10 damage at like just in the split second before they died. And it wasn't his fault at all. It was more due to the fact that it was a slaughterhouse.
I got boned by the Mastiff again. I double shot a dude. Didn't die. After his shield was broken. It was like just health. Double shot him.
Wonderful.
Turned around and lit me up.
It's a wonderful, wonderful world.
Man, it's annoying. But it's a more wonderful world if you intro the show that you're on.
That's
This
right.
is Pocket Change, show where we give you a penny for your thoughts within our 2 cents. We talk about the things we like, the things we dislike, and the things we just can't ignore. We do it live on twitch.tv/RealPixel every Monday and Wednesday, usually at 6 p.m. Tonight it's a little later, but, like I said earlier, you get less time between shows this way. So it's going to be good. And we got a lot of news and stuff to talk about, so it's going to be fun. It's going to be a good show. P-Stabs, get excited! But as we start every show, we got to talk about, I want your whole dime, you fuckers.
Well,
we talk about
have my dime.
we talk about what we viewed in review, and I've got 2 things. Stokes has got 3, but we overlap on 2 of them, so you got an extra.
No,
one.
I've got 2 things. You've got 3.
Oh, I got 2 things. I forgot.
No.
Yes. No, I've got 2 things.
No.
What?
You've got 3 things.
I didn't see Shazam.
So then you've got 2 things. I've got 2.
That's what I was trying to say. Yeah, that's what.
You just kept starting with I've got 2 things, and I'm like, no, you don't.
I'm sorry.
You didn't see Shazam?
I did not see Shazam. I watched the clip of him throwing Batman at the bad guy. Go get him, Batman! That clip's been online. I feel like I see
Really?
it's always
I
in the
haven't seen
side ad. You know, it's just him grabbing the thing and throwing it.
It's funny because it's like I'm Batman as he throws it. It's a good little thing.
Not just 2 cents. P-Stabs, you can get a lot with 2 cents. No, you can't.
You can get all out of me for 2 cents. P-Stabs. Only for you. Only for you. What was I gonna say? Oh, P-Stabs. This is also for you.
Okay.
Sold my gaming PC today. Officially out the door. Officially deleted everything. Officially got the money. Transferred the Geek Squad protection even.
Wow.
Yeah. Interesting thing.
P-Stabs. Wait, what? Why?
Because I need a different PC. I need a Mac in particular. I'd like a Mac.
How will you ever play Destiny with me? Destiny with me.
I had like a
had a little
gumbo
stroke.
with me.
Had a little stroke for the.
P-Stabs. Destiny was killed many moons ago. We've already had this conversation over and over again. I can already see how it's going to be. I'm going to say, listen, Destiny, I'm done with it. And you're going to be like, oh, but Stokes. I'll be like, don't worry. We can just play Borderlands. You're going to be like, oh, everyone always promises all the games for me, never plays with me. Brent, did you add P-Stabs as a friend on Xbox?
Yeah, me and P-Stabs are now friends. I still have yet to get an invite to play anything, so, you know.
You are now friends, you said?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you're also not, what did you say?
He's never playing any other games after Borderlands.
Yeah, I was say one.
That's it.
I mean, I was gonna say once it comes out, but I'm already not playing any more Borderlands because I'm gonna get 100% gamer score and everything. Feel free to hop on, join the ride. It has nothing, you know. I'm not trying to play with anyone in particular,
Right.
except for when it's an achievement.
Well, obviously.
But if anyone wants to hop on, it was something I was playing Borderlands the other day, and Tim, he was like, "Hey, I'm hopping on to Borderlands 2," and I was like, "All right, you put in Borderlands 2," and he's like, "I don't know what character to play," and I was like, "Let's start new ones," and it did me no good, to start another character. It did him no good. It was just like, why are we doing this? I was like killing the first boss, and I was like, why am I even doing this? And I was like, who gives a fuck? I love this game. And I was just killing the guys. That's what I'm saying, P-Step. Do you want to hop on and play with me anytime? I'm ready.
Play Rocket League on the Xbox or PC? Because I've only really ever played it on the PC.
I'm not that good at that game.
I'm not that good at that game, but...
Well, I know another guy that likes Borderlands. Are you saying, like, now that you know I like Borderlands, oh, there's another guy? Or do you know somebody else who likes Borderlands?
It is
Who is
cross-platform.
Hook us up. But I will say, here's my timeline, Brent.
Okay.
Borderlands 1, 2, pre-sequel. I don't know how you're gonna spell that one out. You're throwing it
there,
right.
yeah.
Tales from the Borderlands. Oh, it's very adjacent. It's out there. Rage 2.
Okay.
Yep. Rage. So like once I'm done with those, go into Rage just to give myself that breather so that the itch starts to come back.
Gotcha.
And then we'll scratch it real hard with Borderlands 3 in September.
I know someone else who's wanting to play Borderlands. You know him.
Oh my gosh.
Panda?
It's got to be Panda.
Gotta be Panda, right?
I don't know what Cleric plays, but I doubt it's Borderlands.
I think Cleric lives in a bubble where it's just a bubble of hate and everything else that's good is floating around, you know?
No.
Because every time we talk about stuff, it's like Cleric hates it.
We've never gotten his take on Borderlands, so I can't judge him preemptively.
That's true. But
if he loves the new Power Rangers and Borderlands, I'd give him a pass because he loves Borderlands. It'd be a hard pass. I'd be like, here's your pass. I'd be shaking while giving it to him. But then I'd give it to him. You know?
I got angry today
Panda.
talking about Power Rangers. First, I got
angry today at a coworker because he said that he was mad that Borderlands is an Epic exclusive. And I instantly was like, why? Just got right into it. Why? because this. All right, well, you don't like giving money to your creators. Oh, you can add the game into Steam separately. Oh, you don't like content creation codes. Like, what's wrong with the Epic Store? I don't know, man. I just like my Steam achievements. And I was like, listen, I'm an achievement-driven person, but they don't give gamer score. They don't give you trophies. They give you nothing. You can't even see the checklist. No, it doesn't even give you a sticker.
On Steam?
You don't get cards. You don't get stickers. Even if you get the 100%, nothing.
Okay.
Why? I'm like, all for
when
that.
When Unite comes out, it's gonna
yeah, right. But all the same, I was like, that is the silliest reason.
Hey,
I was like,
Stoney.
right, you can wait your 6 months to go fucking pick up the game.
It's true.
How about that?
It's all coming in time. Let's get... There is a lot of things to talk about. So, let's start real quick. What we viewed and review, we'll start with the one we both did.
Okay.
Pet Sematary.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about it last show. I was excited to see it. You were excited to see it. We watched the trailer just, I think, the last show, wasn't it? Wednesday?
Yeah, they released the final trailer.
So, then we went and saw it.
Not a good movie.
It's really boring.
Tell me it was
Really?
good. P-Stabs, I'm so sorry. I'm so
Boring.
sorry. No. How are people saying it's the best Stephen King movie ever?
They say that with every Stephen King movie that comes out. Actually, I'll take that back. I don't think anyone said that for Dark Tower. But usually they say that for every Stephen King movie that comes out. They forget the last 30 years of Stephen King movies happened. You know?
It's crazy.
It's
crazy.
Yeah, Pet Sematary was...
It was worse than the original. And this isn't like in the original's a classic kind of aspect. It's like, no, just... objectively looking at both films as just movies...
Yeah,
the first one is a better film in every way.
It is a better film.
Well, in most ways.
Besides, like, effects, I guess. Because the effects obviously...
No, because the fucking woods in this look so bad.
Oh, when they're walking through the swampy areas?
Yeah.
Oh, it's just the loons. I was like, oh, no, that's just green screen behind you.
Yeah.
So bad.
That's the first... I was like,
it's
how is
blatantly...
anyone buying this shit? You couldn't
So
book the
blatantly.
woods. You couldn't check the woods in. You couldn't
Oh,
scratch
my
them
God.
into your calendar to head
Hey,
out to the
Cole!
fucking woods.
How you doing?
How's it going, Cole?
Yeah, the woods.
Did you email Cole's friend?
I did. I emailed her, and then we connected on Discord, and I sent her the whole information, kind of what I want.
Did
and
you
then
talk on Discord with your voice?
No, I just sent her. I sent her a big paragraph of like, "Hey, this is what I'm looking for. Let me know if you have questions. I can send you all this stuff to kind of reference and blah blah blah."
Sure.
So yeah, but Pet Cemetery. Yeah, it was those woods were so bad.
So bad. The whole point of there being... This isn't a spoiler. The whole point of there being a Wendigo spirit at all. Why?
What was in the book?
But it's like you're gonna mention it and then do nothing with it. Is like what?
Well, the book doesn't really do anything with it either.
Well,
It's
but
just kinda...
they give us that one thing.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
First, I mean, they give us the sound, which the loons, whatever.
Yeah.
But then they give us the shadow moving in the back, and it was like, holy fuck, there's a physical Wendigo here. Like,
Yeah.
this is not the way I have envisioned this story ever.
Yeah, and it doesn't really. It's
I'll give it the one credit. I liked the acting all around. I can't think of one actor or actress in that movie that let me down.
I thought the little girl was not very good.
I loved it when by the time she was dead and back, perfect.
Well, yeah, when she
was a good
creepy.
dead back.
Yeah, but when she was like a normal
She
kid,
was like laying in bed and he's like,
there was,
that thing next to her was like,
yeah, there was one of them.
"Am I dead?"
She had a line. I forget the line. She was standing there talking to somebody about something. I think it was just like in the house when they first move in or something. It's just
What did she say?
I forget what she said, but it was just
wanna
like
know.
it was so just non-believable. But there's also so many lines that are set up that are just right to face palm, just so face palm, where they're like when they reference that she's Ellie the Great and Terrible in the beginning. So then later on in the movie when the kid's
The
like
Terrible.
Ellie and she's like the Terrible, and I was like, oh my god, no, why?
It's funny,
so
she said that and I was
bad.
like, what? And then I was like, oh yeah, they did say that in the
The
beginning.
1 second. Oh god, it was. Yeah.
P-Stabs, no. The biggest problem with that movie was there was no fear in it. I feared for no one. There was moments of tension.
Very light. The one
There
moment
was-
of tension is when the head goes into the lift thing.
Yeah.
That was like the one moment I remember
Yeah.
feeling like tense.
We're like, when's it gonna happen? When's it gonna happen?
Very few jumps.
I will say the only time I jump scared was in the very beginning of the movie. It's even in the trailer when they're just chilling, like, oh, it's a nice place. Wow! And a truck goes by. I was like, oh shit.
There's also stuff in the trailer that is not in the movie.
I don't remember.
Remember, like the thing you saw in the trailer, you got when the back was all like crawling.
Oh yeah,
Not
on
in
the
the movie.
ground.
Not in the
Yeah,
movie.
that's right. Good
Not
point.
in the movie.
Good point. I was like, when is she gonna like chase her out of the room?
Not in the movie. It's not there. Doesn't happen. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What? So what happened in the original story with Zelda that killed her?
She killed herself. I'm pretty sure.
I thought she was choking,
Yeah, I think she hanged
and
herself.
she was like in the book.
I'm thinking the book. I don't remember.
I haven't read the book since it's been a decade since I've read the book. I'm thinking the original movie. I've seen that.
They did
more
cut the
recently.
trailer out of the movie. I think the book she strangles herself. She hangs herself. I think.
And then
I may be
in
wrong.
the original movie, she's choking on something, right?
She
and she's
chokes.
she's calling for Rachel,
Yes.
but Rachel just doesn't
Doesn't
go
go
because she's scared.
Because she's scared.
I like that way better than she fell down the dumbwaiter. The dumbwaiter made for a cool visual
Visual, yeah.
of like the metal fell and then she fell on top. It was just like
Yeah,
wow.
it was.
But it was. I didn't like that.
There was a lot of just.
I did like the mother overall though.
If you want to watch a scary movie this year, because I like the whole time I'm watching Pet Sematary and they're in the woods, all I could think was I really want to watch the new Evil Dead again. That's
Oh,
all I
really?
could think of, just because of the trees. You know, there's that shot in the beginning of the Evil Dead where it's the trees and the girl's like walking through the woods and it's all like foggy.
Oh, yeah, it's all yeah.
As soon as I saw Pet Sematary, I was like, oh, I want to watch Evil Dead. It's just all I could think of.
I'll rip your soul out, Daddy. It was like, whoa.
Oh my god,
What a good one. What a good one.
It's so good. But anyway, yeah, I would say if you want to watch Pet Sematary, save the money, rent it if you need to see it. But it could probably be a skip if you really wanted to.
100%. There's nothing special about the audio. There's nothing special about really anything in that movie.
Nope. Talk about Shazam.
Shazam?
Oh, real quick, actually. I just
Let's-
finished Bazaar of Bad Dreams by Stephen King.
Oh yeah,
Got through all those.
you like it? Audiobook version?
Audiobook.
I could not stand that audiobook. I have it on audiobook.
Depends
and I
on
couldn't-
depends on which reader. There's one story I skipped because I couldn't deal with the reader. I forget. I think it was actually the second to last one. One of the last ones. It's like a joke one, and not a joke one, but like almost like King talks about. He's like, I'm known for horror, but sometimes I write comedy and stuff like that. And so here's this book, and the person reading it, I hated it. Oh my god. I hate it. I had to skip it, but there's a couple good stories in there. He had a good anecdote, but he says he apparently tells the story all the time. I never heard this story, which I'm a big guy of King, and it's weird that I never heard this story. But he said he was in a supermarket one day, and he was walking down, and this old lady pushing a cart looks up at him, then does like a double take, and she goes, "I know you. You're Stephen King. You write all those scary stories with the sad endings." And he's just like, "Well, I like horror." She's like, "That's cool for you, but I like happy movies that give me an uplifting ending. Like Shawshank Redemption. I like that one." And King's like, "I wrote that too." And she's like, "No, you didn't," and walks away. And he's just like, when you write horror, you're kind of like he talks about, like, compares it to like a cheap prostitute. You kind of get a reputation around town, and I'm fine with having that reputation, but because I can still pay my bills and all that stuff. But sometimes I do write a little bit off different than what I normally do. It's just really funny.
That's hilarious. I kind of like the way he talks.
Yeah.
Like something about the way he like reads his own words.
Mm-hmm.
I like it a lot. When he speaks, he's totally normal, but when he's reading, I like.
He's also very weird.
I don't like
got
his,
that
I don't
weird
like his
voice.
character reading. I've heard that a couple times.
Yeah.
But when he's like, "I'm gonna write an intro to this story," and then he reads that, I like it a lot. It's almost like ASMR.
Yeah, I don't know if you're be interested in it all, but his On Writing. It's a book about writing
I've
that he
seen
reads.
the book a couple times, and I know you own it. I've seen it here.
Yeah, he the way he write, because there'll be parts where
Oh,
I don't even know.
You read it or you audiobooked it?
I read it and then I audiobooked it because so like I could just like, oh, what's that part that I like, instead of having to flip through the book and read a whole chapter or whatever. I just listen to it again.
Sure.
But there's a couple, but the way he talks and stuff like that is really funny because it's just, that book is written as if he's just kind of thinking of things and trying to tell you different things as it comes to him. So when he's reading it, it's just like, talking to you about different things. You can be, I could take a great writer and make him, or I could take a There's no way to make a bad writer into a great writer, but I could take a good writer and make it do a great writer. All this different stuff. But then it's like, so if you don't think you're a good writer, forget about it. And he's got like this whole thing, and it's just like, just stop right now, turn it in, forget about it. But if you got what it takes, let me get you to great. Like all this different. It's just the way he's talking is really good.
Hilarious.
Hey!
For 22 months, didn't Stony already say that? Or no? Okay.
Yeah. So
Are they a month behind?
I think so because they didn't have their account. Remember, I had to create their account for them and stuff.
That's
I
right.
think they're a little bit
That's
behind.
right.
Yeah,
I remember that.
Yeah. So
You're still number one in our hearts.
hey, look at the turtles.
Turtles.
But anyway, go on to Shazam. I could talk King forever. So
Shazam was good.
you like Shazam?
I like Shazam a lot.
Gets the thumbs up.
It goes Aquaman Shazam now in terms of ranking DC films.
I looked at somebody rank films, and they said Wonder Woman was still their number one. And I was just like, I need to sit down and talk to you because
Wait, all superhero movies?
just
Just
DC.
Okay.
Hey,
And the
600
bits.
bits. Look at that.
Brent, throw money at me. Throw money at me,
I
Brent. Don't throw any money at me. I don't.
Yeah.
Just.
You
I'll take
were
the
giving
$2.
up on the bit, so I had to do it real quick.
That's okay. Make it hail. I was thinking you were gonna throw change at me. That's why I was like, don't throw.
I don't think I have any in my pocket.
That's
I
understandable.
think they're in my other pants. Dang, it's on. I was trying to get off screen. I throw it on the floor.
Just put it in your pocket.
It's my pants. It's hard.
My pants. Let me tell you about Shazam.
Hit me with Shazam news. Had to beat P-Stabs out. Ooh, shots fired. Shots fired.
Just the.
Oh, that's funny. You want to play that game?
Guys, take it easy. Read the chat rules, guys. Take it easy. I don't think there's anything about throwing money at us in the chat rules.
Let them fight.
Tryouts. I like
Boom.
the hearts. They're like boom, boom.
Boom, 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 boom. Look at those.
That's one for Mama and one for Papa Chris.
Yeah. And tell them to go shove it, because P-Stabs is here to stay. Thanks, P-Stabs.
Love you. XD.
Oh.
I feel like we should look away.
We're gonna look away for a second. You guys do what you. When people rank DC movies, is Dark Knight trilogy involved? No.
Because then Batman and Robin would take number one.
100%, obviously.
Stop this. Hold the presses.
Remember what killed the dinosaur?
The Ice Age.
The Ice Age.
That's a movie that happened.
It is.
I still love that movie.
Someone's like, who could be Mr. Arnold Schwarzenegger? So good. That's one of those movies where, in a different universe, someone's like, man, I wish that movie had happened. We got it.
We did get it. We get it. There's another us somewhere.
Where's the cat? The cat's upstairs.
Cat's always upstairs.
But P-Stabs, thanks for the bits.
That's right.
You
Because
guys are awesome.
as everyone in chat knows, the only way we read your comments is when you bid us. When you throw bits at us.
Right.
At the 300 or above tier mark, we'll read your comments live on air.
I mean, and pretty much anything else that gets said in chat.
Really anything else.
Anything else.
Yeah.
That's
As long
not
as
like,
I can,
just trying
as
to
long
get
as
me
I
to
can
say
say
it.
it, and I'm not here just to music. Why don't you have TDS turned on? Well, because this isn't a TDS kind of stream, you know what I'm saying?
Mom and Dad coming back with another 300 bits. What TDS?
Text to speech.
Text to speech. Yeah, we don't know. I should probably look into that for Friday.
Is the cat?
But why don't your parents visit? They do
Why
visit.
don't
They've
your
dropped off
parents
stuff
visit?
before.
I mean, Stokes.
Oh, well. Because they live far away.
Wait, what?
I think he says Stokes. Why don't your parents visit? Because those are your parents. She meant. She's meant. Yeah,
Stokes.
there you
Your
go.
parents don't come into chat. Oh,
His girlfriend doesn't either. His fiance. So
my fiance doesn't. Yep. Didn't we? I know we. So we banned my sister.
we did ban your sister.
Did we ban my dad? Did I tell you to ban my dad?
I think maybe we did.
I think I did. But if it's something that you ban someone, can they just watch? Because apparently my dad watches. But I don't know if we banned him. He's only
remember.
chatted twice.
I don't remember.
He said two things. I don't remember the first thing, but the second thing was, you better be making money. You remember that?
Yeah, I do.
Or it was, please tell me you're making money from this, is what it was.
Yeah. Banned people can still watch, but not chat. So yeah,
Oh, okay.
they could be watching.
Good.
Just can't
I
chat.
think, I don't know. Emmy doesn't watch. My sister. Yeah, my sister, we won't talk about it. she's a fool. She actually made us change our Twitch page like fundamentally.
Yeah.
We had to go through into the code and start fucking with stuff. Telling you made $22 this month.
Boom.
Yeah, But then my mom, she manages a restaurant, so Mondays and Wednesdays she's working from 2 p.m. to like 10 or something. So she doesn't watch. She's busy running the floor. But even if she could, I don't think she would. She watches my shows after the fact. Sometimes. She really liked Temptation Talk. I'm just gonna go on record and say she liked it.
Temptation Talk?
Yeah.
That was a great part. So Shazam, I heard it's pretty good.
Anyway, thanks, Cole.
Shazam. Thank you, Cole. Get us back on track. But thanks, Mom and Dad. Thanks, Peace Test, for all the bits. We love you both. All. Go ahead.
Shazam, it was weird. The bad guy. I can't think of that actor's name.
Mark Strong?
Mark Strong. I want to say Mark Powers. I was thinking Powers Booth.
It was Mark Strong, right? I didn't just...
Yeah, it is. It is Mark Strong. Mark Strong.
He's just always the bad guy.
Mark's right. Lord Blackwood.
Mm-hmm.
Is all I think of.
Sinestro?
Yep.
Right? That's the name? Okay.
Yep, Sinestro.
I mean, technically he wasn't bad in that one, but he was going to be bad in the next one, which we never got.
I thought he got bad at the end.
He did. He became the yellow. Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't see the movie. All the same,
Good
Mark
time.
Strong had really good like motives, and they seemed very topical
Okay.
in terms of motives. And I did kind of care for him. He's not the best villain out there, but he's someone I cared enough about that I was like, yeah, I'll watch this.
Comparable to like the Vulture from Homecoming?
No,
okay.
No, he's not like, my job's gone.
God damn
Now
it.
I gotta sell weapons. It was like, no. It was like, I'll let you watch it. I'll let you watch it.
Right.
You know, I won't tell you what his reasons
I'm going
are.
to sell Stark Industry weapons. Luckily, he doesn't have a bunch of superhero friends that come beat me up if they find out.
Anyway. One of the weird things about the trailer, because we really only ever got one trailer.
There was multiple, but they were very much the same. They would each have like one new scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was essentially the same trailer. They never told us like what the bad guy was doing. There was he caught a punch.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
And it was like, there was nothing. So is he like a comedy superhero or is there just new direction for the character? No, he's comedic, but in a way that like instantly wears on you. Where it's like, haha, he's a kid in an adult body. Haha, this is funny. Punch through wall, doing the little floss thing. He's flying, he gets hurt. He's like, zapping an ATM, like doing all this shit. But in the story, everyone around him gets tired of him doing these things as a kid. And we get tired of it. Like, oh, you fucking taking a selfie again. And, oh, it's a joke that, normally people pay me. Or whatever. Because he's just looking for money as this superhero. Right. But everyone gets tired of it at the same time. So I felt like they filmed it well and had him written fairly well.
Okay.
But you never know what the bad guys are or what it is. And I don't really know if I want to tell you because it's actually pretty cool. But it's pretty metal.
Okay.
There's one thing. The bad guy's trying to get his revenge on the people that did him wrong or whatever. Mm-hmm. And he goes up to this guy and he's in a skyscraper. And this is just, he's like, Brad or whatever this person's name was. I completely forgot Brad. And he's just like, they're the two guys that did him wrong are together. He's looking at the one guy. He's like, you're the one that did me the worst. You're the one, whatever. Brad grabs him and just throws him out of a skyscraper. And it's just, and I was like, blah. Like, he's dead. No one saved him. He just got thrown out of a skyscraper.
Yeah.
And then massacre happens. And I was like, this is fucking metal.
Sweet.
Like, this, it was funny because I was sitting next to a family that brought their young kids. Mm-hmm. Annoying kids, as always.
Always.
Not super bad, though. Because they were just like, oh, don't do it. That kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Which, as a kid, I get it. But all the same, I was like, I would be watching this movie and be worried for my kids. Even Shay was like, I can't believe the parents didn't come up because the youngest was next to her. And was like this, like shaking. And like, oh my God. That I can't believe that a parent wouldn't have come over and been like, hey, it's fake. Or hey, it's all good.
Right.
And I was like, if I was 5 watching this, that would have freaked me out. Like, not in like I can't sleep at night way, but this is hardcore.
Right.
I'm watching people get murdered on screen.
It really says something about Brent's ability to commit because he's still wearing the hat. Of course. People said I couldn't make it work. I make it work.
It's working.
100%.
It's part of the flow.
Yeah,
It's a piece of the flow.
100%.
Ladies love the flow, bro.
Ladies love the flow.
So, but Shazam, it also, at the end of the movie, did something that I've always wanted to see in a superhero movie.
Okay.
It's nothing,
Groundbreaking. Or anything.
Yeah, I mean, it is because I've never seen it, and I've
Right.
seen, like, every superhero movie.
Fair.
So it's pretty, like, I wish that everyone could do this. Like, or every superhero, I should say, could do this. But they do it. It's such a cool moment. It's like, there are some things that happen in media that you're like, how did this not get spoiled for me?
Yeah.
You know, like, I watched it opening night, so, like, I get that. But I feel like somewhere I would have seen something about this happening, you know? It's just like, I don't know, if there's like a cameo that you can't believe, like Brad Pitt in Deadpool, you're like, holy fuck, how did no one tell me, Brad? You know, because it's like they had to have been on set.
Right.
Someone had to have seen it.
Yeah.
And it was just like, how did this sneak by me? But it was just so cool that I was like, this is great.
Did you make it work though? Of course I did, Neon. I want to see the lovely locks. Well, they're not really lovely right now. It's mostly just.
Ooh, shake it out. Look at that. Oh.
It's coming in. It's getting there. I'm not going for a top knot.
It's seasonal.
It's seasonal. No, because I would be cutting it right now if it was seasonal because it was hot today.
Fuck, it was
It was
hot
warm.
today. I just drove around till I get on the highway. Drove around my windows down.
Yep.
I'm no jacket today.
Yeah.
Don't need it.
It is. Yeah, I was gonna say it's that. If that works, wait for it. Wait, Brad Pitt is in Deadpool. Deadpool 2, yeah.
Deadpool 2.
It was rainy and cool today. Well, you know.
Yeah, it's supposed to. So it was like 73. I think it was supposed to be up to 76, and it's supposed to snow on Wednesday. I think.
Yeah, or at least get really cold or something.
What the
I don't
fuck?
think it's supposed to stick. I think it's just.
Well, no, it's
yeah.
not going to be accumulation, but.
Yeah. But real quick for Pet Sematary.
Yeah.
I sat in the front. I was like by myself. The theater was pretty empty, so I was like, sweet. As the movie starts, fucking old people come and sit at the end of my row. They're far away, but I'm like, whatever. At some point in the movie,
What did he say?
I hear snoring.
Oh no!
The old guy fell asleep, and then
Don't talk about snoring in a movie theater. It brings up bad memories for P-stabs.
and then I hear, what are you not liking it? No, I guess okay. We can leave if you want. I was like, oh my god, just leave. Just if you're having a conversation about leaving, leave.
Truly.
But I could almost understand it because that movie was kind of boring. But still, Jesus.
It's Deadpool 2. Make sure you're watching the right Deadpool.
Watch Deadpool 2's got a minute, and if you blink, you miss it, kind of.
Betrayed Creed 2.
Betrayed.
The movie's alright.
So, a little while ago, we talked about a show that's coming to Netflix called The Silence, which is kind of like A Quiet Place, but with medieval bat things. Giant bats or whatever. Watch the trailer. There's not a whole lot of information out about it. I just finished the book, the audiobook, to kind of get ready for the show. Most of the book was fine. I was enjoying it. Cool, interesting. But there's one... You said you liked that movie, Stokes. Do not leave me again.
Oh, come on. Oh, come on.
He can't... He likes that movie so much, it hurts him to watch it. He can't watch it again.
It's beyond like that movie, P-stabs. It's far beyond like that movie. I wept the whole movie.
But so I finished it. And I hate spoiling things. This isn't a spoiler. I'm just going to save you guys. If you were thinking about reading the book, I'm going to save you time.
The bats came from an underground Nazi project.
There is no ending. And I don't think there's plans for a sequel. So if you don't like that, do not read the book. Because I was pissed. I looked at one point, I was in there, I was like, oh, it's really interesting where they're going with this direction. I wonder where they're going to go from here. And I looked at it and I was like, 5 minutes left. And I was like, they're not going anywhere from here. This is the end.
What did they do? Tell me.
So the whole story is they're watching what's happening in the world because the whole world kind of gets wiped out, as you saw in the trailer. She has an iPad. The main girl has an iPad, and she's watching all the news and keeping a diary of what's happening and all the different how
Keeping
they could
a written diary,
like on the iPad. Like she's like an aspiring journalist, so she's taking notes like what's going here, how to beat them, different notes of pulling information from all these different sources, figuring out lies from truth. She's doing the whole thing, the whole book. You're watching her go through this.
Oh, that's actually a pretty cool narrator's perspective.
And she calls it one thing in the beginning, but at one point she calls her notes the silence in the iPad. And then at one point there's a thing called the gray that happens, which is just power starts shutting off in parts of the world because no one's there to run it or whatever.
Sure.
And near the end they're like, hey, the gray hit wherever they're at, can't charge the iPad. 30%. Then it cuts to another paragraph. 10%. Next paragraph. 5%. Final paragraph. I'm at 1%. We're getting close to where we need to get to. We think we're going to be safe there, but we don't know. It's just day by day. Maybe I'll get to recharge this again. Maybe I won't. Bookends.
That's not so bad. What was you said there was a twist there. Was it just because the power went out?
What do you mean? Did I say there was a twist?
No, you didn't say there was a twist. You said that there was something that was about to develop. You're like, oh, how are they going to finish this? And then they didn't.
Well, they
did it without the iPad being involved. Did they thematically have like we're safe now?
No.
Or we're almost there? Or,
no. They were still probably like 100 miles away from where they were trying to get to. And they were going to get there. I don't even know if they're actually going to be safe. They can't drive because cars allowed to get attacked. So they drive and then stop and then they have to walk and do all this stuff. But like, there's the main problem of, they call them vesps. Because they're like
bats though.
Yeah, but they're like skin bats with like tentacles and all this weird. They're weird creatures. But anyway,
Jesus.
But they're dealing with that, right?
I don't like that.
And then at one point, you saw it in the trailer for the show. They have the person that shows up with the notebook. He is the leader of the hushed because they cut out their tongues, so they can still make noise. But I guess it's like a sign it's a sign to get closer to God because God brought these creatures to blah all that stuff. And you're like, oh, so these are going to be the bad guys. Interesting. This is where it's all going to develop. Yeah, they're very small. Like it's they're dealt with. And then so after that, I'm like, okay, cool. Where are we going to go from here? Because that was a tiny little problem. The big problem's still a problem, and they still haven't figured anything out. And then they just don't figure it out. At one point, they're like, the cold kills them. That's all you get. It's not worth the read. At least I don't think. I'm
tired of stories where there's monsters at the door, but it's all about the people inside fighting each other. Like, I'm just tired of that. The only excuse I can make for that, and I don't like Bird Box as a movie, but I do like that they're, like, I was already getting tired of the person versus person thing going on in there. But when they have a person come inside that's being used by the evil, I'm cool with that.
Gotcha.
Like a living, conscious, talking person, Tom or whatever. Did you watch Bird Box? Yeah.
No, I didn't watch Bird Box.
No. Well, there's a guy that they let a girl in, and that girl lets a guy in later in the story, and he ends up being like, they're like, oh, I'm so sorry. There's gang members that were chasing me, and they were all fucking crazy in their eyes. Like, it was just wild. So he explains essentially the evil, but then he ends up being like a plant. He's like a sleeper agent that's like a carrier essentially, and he ends up like just snapping out of it, and he's like, all right, and he starts ripping down the blinds on all the windows and like forcing people's eyes open and stuff. And it's like, oh, this is cool because he was a normal person who was like a sleeper agent. It wasn't like I'm mad at you because you're an asshole, and I'm mad at you because you want to make this decision or that decision. It's like, no, the evil got in via a person. Outside of that, I just want one story where it's literally just a group of people versus the monsters. I'm tired of it being like an analogy.
And the worst part was like they were dealing with the monsters. The book was going fine. It wasn't like I was getting bored of them dealing with this problem, and they were still like they hadn't gotten safe, and they had to introduce a new problem. They were still in problem area constantly. Yeah. And then at one point these Hush show up, and he's like, "Teach me how to do your sign language," and they're like, "No, we're not going to teach you because we don't trust you." So then this guy the Reverend gets all his Hush together and goes, let's go fuck them up, and throws phones through the windows of the house that they're staying in, and then starts calling the phones so they ring and the things come, and wasn't worth it. Hopefully this show's better, which I'm thinking maybe they did a show.
It's a show, not a movie?
I think it's a series. And I think it might be because of the show, they're going to do the first season as the book and then continue on, because they can't, because it doesn't end.
Interesting.
It's not like they're going to run out of stuff. Like the Hush could probably be the problem of the main whole first season, and then the story can continue. Yeah. So
I don't think it's something I'm going to watch.
I might give it a shot.
I'm down to give it a shot, but same way I owe Sabrina a shot.
Where do you want to go next?
Up to you.
Ooh, that's tough. Let's do movies.
Movies.
I like the movies.
It's always like the which do you want?
Mhm.
Call it in the air.
Yeah.
And you call one, and it's like to help you force a decision almost. It's like you call heads, but damn, you realize you actually wanted tails. That kind of thing.
Yeah.
I wanted you to do movies.
Perfect.
So it was actually because of this one here, the third one down.
That's also what I did. I want to hear about it. So real quick, let's start with this quick news.
Ba-boom.
This may happen.
It is happening.
It is like 100% now.
Because not 100%. But I like to just say it is because
right.
of the
Then
optimism of it.
You put out the
I'm putting
positive
the
energy in the
out there.
world. Exactly.
That's right. I'm a beacon of positive energy.
I
for
want
Rush
this to
Hour
happen
4.
a lot.
Yep.
I watched Rush Hour 2 an insane amount.
Mm-hmm.
Loved Rush
Saw that
Hour
one
1.
in theaters.
Watched Rush Hour 3. Like, I'm ready for... I just want more Chris Tucker, really.
Yeah. I'm ready to watch them all again.
100%.
Yeah. Chris Tucker needs to get back at it. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Where you been, Chris?
We're wanting to rewatch this movies too. This might
They're
be
good
a
movies
perfect
to
chance.
rewatch, and I'm ready to rewatch them. They're so good.
Kara! Come on, Lee. Kara!
Come on.
I'll be right back. I'll be right back.
I told them to take out their samurai swords and shave your butt.
with. Oh man,
So good.
God, I'm.
There's so many
this is
good parts
great.
of the movie.
There are.
I'm trying to what do I quote next?
What do you quote?
Just
What do you
give
do?
up. She's the bomb. She
Is
is the bomb.
Oh my god, great movies. Excited for there to be a fourth one. Let's do it. Let's get Bad Boys 3. Let's get Rush Hour 4. Let's get. They got the new Men in Black. What other
Let's get
buddy
Lethal
cop things?
Weapon
Let's
5.
get Lethal Weapon 5.
Let's get
do
Lethal
them all.
Weapon 5.
100%.
That'd be great. I'd love a Lethal Weapon 5.
I would watch the shit out of Lethal Weapon 5. Are you kidding me?
That'd be great.
Oh
that'd
my
be great.
god.
If only I had that power, Brent. There you go. Here's
I know.
Lethal Weapon 5.
That would be so awesome.
Would you rather, in your existence, to watch Lethal Weapon 5 or the 100-year-old movie that you'll never watch?
Oh, Lethal Weapon 5.
Good.
Because the 100
Good.
movie could be nothing.
I was just making sure.
Could be nothing.
I was just
could
making
be
sure.
Garbo. You know?
Just wanted to make sure.
Could be absolute Garbo.
I was testing your...
So you wrote down New Walking Dead. What's that?
They're making a third Walking Dead series. Like a series that exists
So
in the Walking
Walking Dead, Fear the Walking Dead, and now...
Now unnamed third one. That's all about the children born in the apocalypse. More Walking Dead is something I typically hear in a very negative connotation. Like, more Walking Dead. Like, why?
The biggest problem with Walking Dead, it's people versus people, and zombies happen to be there. You know?
Yeah.
Like, it's... Why can't zombies be the bad guys? You know? Why can't that be
That's
a
what
thing?
I'm saying. Well, because that doesn't get you 12 seasons or 14 seasons or whatever the fuck we're on now.
The other problem with that is
Walking Dead has apparently gotten better lately. I am not a fan of a story that apparently is good until they get to the prison or to the farm or wherever the fuck that everyone always says, oh, it's good until this. And then there's 147 hours of garbage, and then it gets better. What the fuck?
first season.
Who wants to watch
first
that?
season? Awesome.
I was not a fan.
Second season. The third, fourth, fifth.
5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th.
It's by the third.
There were
season,
a couple things in the first season I liked, but I was like, I don't want to watch another zombie show where people were like, I just didn't want to.
By the third or fourth season, I just started to fast forward through any part that didn't have zombies in it and just watch the zombie parts. You get through the show a lot quicker, and also you can make up the dialogue as the fast forward's happening, and it's a lot more fun.
Fuck your wife, Rick.
The big
I'm a better dad than you, Rick.
The big thing with that is there's a scene in like season 7 something. There's a season where like an entire town gets overrun by zombies and they try walking through them and then some people die. So then Rick and his crew just literally wipe out hundreds of zombies with handheld weapons. And I'm like, from this point on, I will never believe another character gets killed by a zombie. Because you literally, like Rick himself probably takes out 50 zombies without worry. Just like knife. And I'm just like, why are you ever... This is no longer a problem.
Yeah.
Zombies are no longer a problem.
You can just keep running through waves
It
of
doesn't
zombies.
matter anymore. So like, and when that happened, I was like,
Then you're like, oh, it's a person versus person show.
and the reason
where someone gets smashed in the head with a
and then
bat.
what happens after that is they bring in Negan because you had to have something because there's no way they're gonna get beat by zombies. The
What
best
a
part,
brutal fucking murder.
the best part,
that was hard to watch, and I didn't care about any of those characters.
the best part about The Walking Dead
yeah.
is getting the deaths. That's the best part of the show because they don't really hold back very often, which is the best. But the problem is to get to those deaths takes a long time to trudge through a lot of talking. Character I really liked, you watch him get his head ripped apart right next to a glass door because it's like one of those rotating doors and one person's in the middle and then like there's two people that are safe, right? And the other person is on the other side and he's trying to get out. But like if you turn it enough, then zombies gonna come in, so they have to keep like they're fighting to rotate the door, and then at one point the door opens just enough so this asshole gets out, and then the two guys that are trying to work together shut it real quick, but zombies got in, and the one character's on the other side of the glass, and you just see his friend's head get ripped apart right in front of him. Metal as fuck.
That's
so cool.
Pretty dope.
So cool. I don't remember his name.
That's okay. That's so pretty cool.
But it was a amazing scene. But the problem is, I watched so many seasons of that, just like, I don't care. Who cares? Like, these are so little problems, and then like they will do things. My least favorite thing in any movie ever, any show ever, is when somebody's like, the problem is they just won't tell me something. You know what I mean?
Oh,
like
yeah.
the new Star Wars.
Star Wars, yeah.
Like if they had just said something, all the problems would have been fixed.
Yeah.
You know? Oh my god.
Glenn was the one who got the bat to the head. His eye fell out.
Yes.
Oh, your eye's hanging there.
After
dude, that was like, I don't even know Glenn.
That was right after they killed what's his face
Red.
too. Which was so
the redheaded mustache.
when that season broke, Eeny Meeny Miny Mo, which is what the ending is known as of that season beforehand.
Yeah.
I was making the Cinechat podcast and we were talking about it, and I bet.
Were you really?
Yeah, I was. That's how long ago that was. And I was like,
wow.
I bet, what's his face is gonna die, and he did. And I was like, yes, I was
redhead?
right. Yeah, and then they killed him. I was
Glenn.
like, damn it, I was right and wrong at the same time.
Yeah, why can't I just be right?
Shit, I was so close. And I don't know, but I feel like they did the double death just because people were so pissed at the Eeny Meeny Miny Mo ending. So, but anyway, the comic also started good and kind of trailed off. Like the writing just wasn't as good. Like because I mean it's comic, so all of its dialogue gets really weak real fast. I feel like they almost phone it in at some point. And that writer doesn't phone things in. He's good. I can't remember his name at the top of my head. Nope, blanking. But I've read a couple like books and stuff, and he does great.
Yeah.
He really phones in some of the. But I've also heard those gotten better. But I'm also not reading 3 compendiums of shit just to get to
Walking Dead. Yeah.
So
no way.
Pretty sure the show is beyond the comics too. I think they this is what happens. The show and the comics, and then the show goes and then comes back, and then comes back, and then comes back.
I like that.
That's what happens. Because like the first graphic novel and the show pretty much goes in line, and then all of a sudden they go to CDC in the show, and it's all over here, and they do something, and then they come back with the farm. But the problem is Shane's supposed. Season 2 is the farm. That's with the graphic novel. But the problem is Shane's already dead in the first graphic novel. He doesn't make it past the beginning, and so all this different stuff. And they ruined his death. In the graphic novel, Shane's about to kill Rick, and Carl shoots Shane dead as a human. And Carl's just like, it's not the same as shooting the dead ones. And Rick's like, it never should be, Carl. It never should be. And it's like this whole meaning
moment.
Yeah, but in the show they're like, let's Carl shoot zombie Shane, so they ruined it. Anyway, and also they fired Frank Darabont after the first season, so it was going to go downhill.
Yeah.
He pretty much birthed this entire show, gave them AMC this great titan, and they're like, all right, Frank, thanks for the money, but get out of here.
Sayonara. We'll keep milking it.
Yeah. Anyway. More Walking Dead, we'll see.
Pull it up. Pull up the Critical Role. Have you seen this?
I have not.
Do you know what this is?
I do not.
You know Critical Role?
Yes.
It's their tail. Look at the numbers climbing.
It's just climbing
Look
right
at
now
that.
in front of us.
When I wrote this down, it was at 8.9 million. It's gone up
out of 750,000.
It's gone $200,000 over. Oh, not
No.
over. $200,000 since I wrote it
Right.
down. That was fucking 40 minutes ago.
Over budget. It's about
Or,
8 million.
an hour ago.
8.25 million over budget.
Amazing.
Insane.
How
Now I don't know.
what
how,
are they gonna do?
I don't know how long they ran their campaign for, because you can do it either for 30 or 60 days. I'm pretty sure. So if they did it in 30 days, they made $9 million in 20 days. If they did it in 60 days, 50 days, because it's only 10 more days left to go. I'm sure you could look it up, but that's a whole process.
Yeah, well, it beat it a while ago, but beating it is one thing. They set expectations. They've got people in there that are there to understand scope and be like, hey, this is what we need. This is what's possible. To climb that far past is amazing. Can you show me the rewards? Like, are there tangible rewards? What's critical role? Yada yada. Get out of here. Get out of here. We know what critical role
over
is.
here is the pledges and the things.
Pledge
so.
20 more.
What was that?
I don't know.
I have no idea what that was.
Anyway.
So you get your turn to roll song download, your turn to roll song download, ringtone karaoke.
Okay.
So
and then
you want to keep going?
Right there, you get art. Keep scrolling. It's just like you get a dice set.
Dice set.
It's just like
$200. Trinket plushie dice set, playing cards, character pin set. Another.
It's just interesting that
messenger
a TV
bag.
show, like maybe if Borderlands were to do something like this, I'd throw up. I'd go fucking crazy. You know what I mean? But it's just amazing the way that people have.
Oh, this is
look
even
at
better.
that!
Yeah, yeah.
The bag of all the stuff,
Dice set.
all the pins.
Oh, that's a nice bag.
It is a pretty cool bag.
That's way. They said canvas bag. I was thinking like the full
and
string.
all of the above.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Legend of Oz signed pilot script.
Ooh,
that's pretty cool. There's actually some cool shit in here. Never mind.
That's the shit that I'm all over. Is like
Give me a
the
signed
script.
script. Yeah.
Oh god, that'd be so cool.
Anything that has to do with production.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? $25,000.
Yeah.
How many people paid that? You know what I mean? 20,000. Executive producer 10,000.
Let's see. So 20,000, 25,000.
All right, so
they
go up to the tippy
They
top.
had 5 backers at $25,000.
Amazing.
No more available.
Amazing. Right here. What's the?
I'm trying to.
So
see.
they're saying 2 more episodes. 2 more episodes.
Yeah,
This is like
all
if they hit
backers,
their goals.
one shot.
But let's scroll
backers.
down. Look at. They only went to 8.8 million, and they're like, now what? Is the sword gonna get longer? They're like, fuck. Do we have something else to do? I don't know if they do.
It's very
crazy.
Cool.
But I haven't seen it. You want to click the trailer on top? Click the little
now,
thing. I want to see what the little thing is.
I ran Kickstarter campaigns for both my books. I love Kickstarter. I love crowdsourcing. I've yet to receive anything from any of the crowdsourcing things I did, except for Fireball Island. It was the first thing I've ever received, and I've backed multiple projects.
Yeah.
So
how about didn't you back that game? Jane Silent
Bob Chronic Blood Punch. Yep, still waiting for it. I still get all the production diaries. It's
good,
coming.
Good.
Just
at least
not
they're
out
telling you
yet.
it's still coming.
I also did Temtem.
Work cucked you. It's funny because turns out today that I might be joining a D&D session really quick, so I'd like to audibly hear some rules, but
I might have to turn up the
I'm
volume.
gonna be listening to it. So
Get it, Brent.
oh yeah, just a little shouldering camera, just a little shoulder.
So we can
Was
hear
it
it.
Travis
This is
Willingham?
also 6 minutes.
Make a cartoon. I mean, with the success of the comic book, a cartoon is a no-brainer.
Imagine my face, but animated.
Animation.
Travis, the football game's on. You want a beer?
I want to voice Grog.
Want to write some scripts for a cartoon?
Animation.
What's wrong, honey?
Laura Bailey.
I had a dream that Critical Role is making an animated special.
Go back to sleep. We'll talk about it in the morning.
Scott Pilgrim.
No. Now, rise and shine, everyone! Banana butcher!
Hey world, we are Critical Role, a bunch of nerdy-ass voice actors.
And today, we are thrilled to announce our 45-day campaign for a Critical
45.
Role
I didn't know they could do 45.
animated special.
Now this has been highly requested, and
Why wouldn't
believe
someone
me, for
choose
5
60?
years it's been our dream to tell these stories in animation.
'Cause
Now, with your
If
support,
you see 60
we're gonna make that
sometimes, you're
dream
like, oh, I'll see where they're at
and fund a
2 weeks
fully
from now, and I'll
animated
see if I want to,
half-hour
and then you
special
forget about
starring
it.
the original
True.
characters from our first campaign.
Yeah, we are calling it The Legend of Vox Machina.
Oh my gosh! But wait, let's just show
Season
them the
one
animated
campaign.
teaser
I
we've
know
been
this
working on. Roll that clip!
Oh, no. Hold your horses,
Why?
okay?
What's wrong? What's wrong?
No, I mean,
This
some
guy's giving me a
folks
big,
might not know
Bruce
who the
Campbell
hell
vibe.
we are.
Yeah.
Good point. For those who are not familiar, Critical Role is a live role-playing show that's streamed on
We don't watch
Thursday
all
nights
this?
featuring
No,
us.
no.
A group
I
of
thought there'd
best
be I
friends
think there's a
who
clip if you
happen
wanna
to be
maybe
professional voice actors.
Just drag
The show has
drag it,
inspired
give it to me.
millions of people.
Ninja Turtles. Cables. Plug in.
Lisa.
Hey. Ashley Johnson.
The adventure begins. They will always beside you, your nerdy best friends, and the DM to guide you. And they rise from the flames for the battles ahead. Villains beware, 'cause you're about to begin. They got magic.
You would just have to say D&D, and I want to play D&D.
Does this make you want to play any more than me just saying?
No, I wanted to play D&D for so long. Is that a penis blast? I hope so. It looked like
Wouldn't you cock blast someone if you
pelvic thrust. No, I'm a bard. I don't just sing a lot.
Can you answer the call? Digging deep in your soul as the legend unfolds. Now it's your turn.
Your turn to roll. I like the animation style of that. That's pretty cool.
It's pretty cool. I'm in. I'll watch it.
Yeah.
You
I'll
don't-
watch it. I
the-
won't back it. Sorry.
I would back it if I had money to back it, just because I like if it's on Kickstarter and I can get in early, I'd do it. But I also don't have any attachment to Critical. I've never listened to it or anything. I probably should, but I just
I would
never
love to. I think I'm going to start doing that, but it might be something that while I'm doing cardio or working out at the gym, just boom, throw Critical Role on and listen to a dope story.
I've been rewatching Ruby on the when I do my biking.
Never seen it.
Good times.
I don't like anime P-stabs, okay? Except for a
I'm pretty
few.
sure P-Stabs doesn't like anime.
I know, that's why I said it.
I know. Next thing for movies.
Hit it!
Cowboy Bebop has got a cast, or at least part of a cast, or
Bebop.
some people.
Skibbity-bop-a-doo-ba-da-bee-bop.
Didn't I? Where did my thing go? Where I was like,
Ooh, that's the thing that right click. Just delete that tab.
virus
Get that out
file.
of
That's
there.
not good. Yeah.
That's not good. That was the noise we heard.
Oh, okay. Well, shoot, that had the list.
Well, we're not worried about it.
But this looks like the
Jet
main cast
Black.
for the new. Unfortunately, I have not watched Cowboy Bebop, so I don't know any of the characters' names or anything. So
I've watched Cowboy Bebop and I don't remember their names. I would like to own it on Blu-ray, Brent. I wonder, you know what? Maybe Apple TV has it. Maybe they have it pretty cheap.
yep.
Because if I buy
Maybe.
it, Brent, we buy it. You know what I
That's
mean?
true.
I mean, not literally we, like you're not
No.
spending money, but if I buy it, you have it.
Yeah. Well,
How's that
yeah.
sound?
Well, my problem is I can't download anything on my phone because Apple does a stupid gray storage bar that I can't get rid of. So
Let me tell you about something weird that happened. So I
Hit
was
me.
looking for a second mouse because I sold my computer. Guy didn't have any accessories. Like, hey, I'll throw in a mouse of choice.
Okay.
I've got 5 different mice. They're all gaming ones. Like, which one do you want? And I was looking for the Naga, the Razer Naga I have. So I was digging through a box. And at the very bottom of the box, Brent, guess what I found? Like under months old things.
old Apple TV, iPhone.
Straw Dogs. I found
Oh.
your copy of Straw Dogs at the bottom of the box. I was like, how the fuck?
I'm not gonna lie. When I was looking at my movies, I was like, because I was looking through them for some. I think we were gonna watch something. Me and Bethany were.
Yeah.
And I saw Straw Dogs, and then I was like, I thought I had both those. I think I do.
Oh, the original.
Yeah. And I was like, what? Okay.
Well, that's what's crazy. I was actually asking Shay, like, where it was the other day. She's like, I never moved it. Oh, okay. I was like, it must be in my car somewhere.
You
which
guys
I-
watched it, right?
I didn't look. No.
Oh.
I'm going to watch it without her.
Okay.
It's not a movie for her, but
Probably not.
I asked because the next day was my day off. I was going to watch it. So I was like, it must be in my car. Never grabbed it from my car, obviously, because it wasn't in there.
Right.
I didn't even look. So I was like, in my mind, oh, it's in my car. And I found it at the bottom of the box. It's like, no fucking wonder I couldn't find it.
Weird.
How did it get there? Shay moved it.
Gotcha.
100%. I found other stuff of hers in there, but I was like, damn. and then in my mind it came to me. I was like, how come Shay doesn't know we don't own this movie? And I was like, why the fuck would she know that?
That's true.
She's not bought a single Blu-ray ever, even upon my request. She hasn't bought one. So I was like, they're all mine. I'm the only person who has inventory in my brain.
Right.
All the same. Cowboy Bebop.
Cowboy Bebop.
I thought it was interesting.
It's a Netflix show.
Yep, it is. It is. Live
Show?
action series. It's
Series,
a series,
yeah.
But it was weird that John Cho is the person they chose, because I forget the main character's name, but I've never pictured him being as old as he is. Not that he's old, like he's like on the brink of death.
Right.
But it's like the way, like here, scroll down just a little bit and click the image that is the title I told you was dope.
This.
Yeah. Does that look like John Cho to you?
It's
like
hard.
doesn't that guy in your mind look like 28, 27?
I could
like
see
he's
that.
new to Wall Street or something.
I could see that as John Cho if I didn't just watch Searching and he plays like an old dad in that. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because,
but also, if you go back to that photo, it's like I just don't see it. I wonder, does your arrow keys? Yeah. Like that right there. I just don't see that in him.
But yeah. I guess I could just see him as a young kid, because I feel like, I mean, even in Star Trek he looks younger when they do the makeup and do the whole thing, you know.
But I like, well, one, that animation, that shot is fucking wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. But I just don't see that. Like, he looks nerdier and older than this guy. This guy is young and fucking cool. You don't get any cooler than this guy. I forget his name. That's why I keep saying this guy.
Spiegel? Something.
Yeah, I won't remember.
Oh, look at this. Actually has the characters.
I feel like the guy on the right, he could play that part really well. He's got that kind of long... Look at those eyes. Those are the eyes of Michael Shannon and no one else. He stole those eyes. Doesn't that look like Michael Shannon?
I will find him.
I'll find him.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I'm excited.
Me too. I'm excited because it reminded me Cowboy Bebop's real. I want to watch that again. I wonder if that's on Crunchyroll. My buddy just gave me his Crunchyroll. Is gross? Peace stamps. Listen.
She doesn't like anything
That's
good.
Okay. It can be weird.
Yeah.
It's a weird show. But Derek just gave me his Crunchyroll login. So I've been watching Gundam. Big fan.
There we go.
But I might throw some of that on tonight. I'm gonna make it as a little.
And we have a trailer for a movie.
Cowboy
Stuber.
Bebop.
Stuber?
Stuber. He's in a stupor.
What is a stuber?
He's in like a valley of life. Like, oh, I'm in a rut. I'm in a stupor.
Never heard of that.
Okay.
All right, let's go.
Maybe I'm completely wrong.
Please be a 5-star ride.
Hey! Uber?
Or is it a stupid Uber?
Nice. I'm Stu. How do you do?
Compton.
Or is it Stu?
Well, it's probably
Uber.
Uber.
Let's go.
Do you have a more specific address?
Compton!
Stop yelling, neighborhoods. That's not how Uber works.
I love Kumail.
Hi, ladies.
What the hell's going on?
You selected the Uber pool option.
Uber what? Ladies, official police business.
Is that even real?
Get out of the car!
Official police business?
Just going to see a friend. Take this.
Oh, I am not touching that.
It's a baby gun. It allows you to fire it while crying.
Is this an Uber?
Get angry!
Stop that! Why are you laughing?
Own it!
Get to the lead!
Stop me! You got shot in the leg. Good for you, man. You shot your first guy. You're scaring me, Stu! And I love it!
How do you know my
I
dad?
got an idea! I'm gonna put this propane tank at them! You shoot it, it'll blow up their car!
You kidnapped me.
This isn't freaking Jaws!
Exactly! Just like Jaws, it's gonna work! Ready?
We killed some people.
The ride share.
Take the shot, Stu!
Just defeat him!
Stu, take the shot!
I got this. Hello, operator? We need help. Someone's trying to murder us. Hello, operator? We need help. Someone's trying to murder us.
Classic.
The word I'm thinking, stupor.
Stupor. Yeah. I know Stupor.
Well, I know, but it was like I was like, oh, why would it be called Stupor? I have no idea what this movie is. I was like, maybe it's that. I was like, okay. But I'm happy we finally got an Uber movie.
Yeah, right?
Like I don't even care what it is. This looks funny enough.
Dave Bautista going to be on the next Rooster Teeth podcast, which is exciting. Actually, both of them are for probably this movie. Now that I know that this movie exists, they're both going to be on the next Rooster Teeth podcast. But I saw an image from WrestleMania with Dave Bautista and Triple H. Triple H's got 2 chains around Dave Bautista's face and is pulling it back, and it looks metal as fuck.
Jesus,
it looks.
Can
so
you pull
cool.
up that image?
I'm going to see if I can.
Triple H, Dave Bautista. WrestleMania's all one word. Fucks me from. Bautista. Probably just go to images, right?
This thing is gonna. Oh, there's the chains. Look at that.
Look at Triple H. What the fuck,
dude?
Images. Hit it.
Hit it. A lot of promo images.
Type in chains. You'll probably get it.
Oh, here it is. It's small, but
wow. You know,
look at that.
I watched a.
Look at that.
I watched a thing. John Oliver did a thing with wrestling. Did you see that?
Yeah.
It was funny because it's like I've been a huge proponent of wrestling for a long time.
Right.
But it was so funny that he was like, "You may like this, but in WrestleMania 12, yada 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 yada, wrestling is better than the thing you like." It's just like this is part of what I'm talking about. You know,
this is awesome. Also, on top of that, is this what's Aaron from Ghost Adventures just on his day job?
Gosh, that does look just like him. Yeah, he's out here trying to catch some spectral anomalies. You know.
Oh my god.
Who doesn't find this shit entertaining? You know what I mean?
My only complaint with wrestling. Look
how juiced those guys are. Those are monsters. Those aren't human beings.
My only complaint is I will watch it week to week. I'll get into all the things, but I can't afford to watch all the pay-per-views, so I never see the endings to all my storylines. So it's just, that's my one problem with it. Make it cheaper for the people. Like, I understand you need to make money, but I feel like you make a lot of money. A lot of money.
You know what's crazy? I saw the thing that WrestleMania gets more views than the World Series.
Yeah.
And it's behind a giant paywall. And I was like, that's crazy to me. Like, I just can't comprehend. America's pastime rates lower than WrestleMania behind a paywall.
They call it the pastime because that's where it should be, right? We shouldn't watch baseball anymore.
Well, I don't know if we shouldn't watch baseball anymore, but I also agree. I don't like watching baseball in the slightest.
Now, speaking of Cowboy Bebop, anime, they're doing that new Akira movie, right? Now, here's the synopsis of Akira the anime. Let me pull up my material coverage, all right? I'll read it to you. In 1988, the Japanese government drops an atomic bomb on Tokyo after ESP experiments on children go awry. In 2019, 31 years after the nuking of the city, Kaneda, a bike gang leader, tries to save his friends Tetsuo from a secret government project. He battles anti-government activists, greedy politicians, irresponsible scientists, and a powerful military leader until Tetsuo's supernatural powers suddenly manifest. A final battle is fought in Tokyo Olympiad, exposing the experiment's secrets. The original anime, 1988, that's the story.
A beloved movie. I was actually gifted this movie, and I've yet to watch it. I have it still in the wrapping in Blu-ray.
It's not confirmed, but I'm pretty sure it's according to Production Weekly. Has a summary of the new movie, which, as it says, synopsis for Akira live-action film highlights a bevy of differences.
A bevy.
Bevy.
Not a bevy. Oh, no.
So this one reads, when a young man's telekinesis is discovered by the military, he is taken in to be turned into a superweapon, and his brother must race to save him before Manhattan is destroyed by his powers. Kaneda is a bar owner in Neo Manhattan who is stunned when his brother Tetsuo is abducted by government agents led by the Colonel. Desperate to get his brother back, Kaneda agrees to join Key Reed? I guess I don't know. And her underground movement, who are intent on revealing to the world what truly happened in New York City 30 years ago when it was destroyed. Kaneda believes their theories to be ludicrous, but after facing his brother again is shocked when he displays telekinetic power. Ki believes Tetsuo is headed to release a young boy, Akira, who is taking control of Tetsuo's mind. Kaneda clashes with the colonel's troops on his way to stop Tetsuo from releasing Akira, but arrives too late. Akira soon emerges from his prison, courtesy of Tetsuo, and Kaneda races to save his brother before Akira once again destroys Manhattan Island, like as he did 30 years ago. It's like they heard city gets destroyed, 30 years, telekinesis, and the character names, and just did this with them.
Yep. It was can you match these two together?
Yeah.
And they failed, but they made them live with their decisions.
Yes. Now, I have yet to watch. I didn't watch Akira.
Me neither. You know what? How about that for homework?
Homework. We'll watch.
We'll watch it before Wednesday.
As long as I can find it, I guess. I don't know where it's available. I'm sure I can find it somewhere.
Well, I have it, but that doesn't really do any good.
Doesn't really do any good. But anyway, so I don't know if this plot is just more in depth than the other one, but to me it sounds different.
Akira and Tetsuo are flip-flopped. It sounds like Akira emerges from his prison, and Akira, once again destroys Manhattan as he did 30 years ago.
Well, that's a big thing. Manhattan and Tokyo, a big thing.
Well, no, not Manhattan, but it's also like, isn't right there. Tetsuo's the one with the abilities.
Right.
And Akira's just out here trying to get his brother back.
Well, no. Akira is taking control of Tetsuo's mind. So I think Tetsuo's powers are being controlled by Akira, who's trying to break free and destroy city.
Well, but Akira's the one out here with the telekinetic powers then, or if he's controlling someone's mind? Or is it control as in, like, push the button?
Anyway, so evidently so many differences stick out. The setting has been changed from Neo Tokyo to Neo Manhattan. Kaneda is no longer a member of a biker gang, but rather will take on the role of bartender, and Tetsuo is Kaneda's brother as opposed to his best friend. Aside from that, the powers seem to be the same, with the conflict between him and the military remaining intact. However, as is usual with early synopsis, those details could be changed over the course of filming, which is set to begin later this year. So they haven't even started filming. What?
Oh, okay. I thought it said YTT, as previously noted. Right there, like the next paragraph, it says YT. I thought that was like Taika Waititi was the one doing this. Is he the one making this movie?
Thought so.
Get out of here.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, right here.
Oh, so they
directed by
just spelled
director.
his name wrong.
Yeah, they spelled his name wrong down below.
Really?
Yeah.
That's exciting. Do whatever you want.
Okay.
Take away any complaint I could have had. I'm in.
Sold.
Blind.
Bought a
purchase.
ticket.
Blind purchase.
I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure it was him doing it.
Were you the one telling me that DiCaprio was
producing
it? Yeah, that was. I remember you saying
with
that.
the $18 million tax incentive.
Oh, that's right. That was the tax incentive one. That's
so we'll see.
Funny.
We'll see what comes of it. Hopefully they don't change all the stuff people really like.
It's gonna be over a year away, but that's okay.
Yep. Time to get in that game news. Games. I see Borderlands 3. Let's just start with that, so we can just get on past it.
Make it quick. Borderlands 3. With Borderlands 1, 2, pre-sequel, all of them.
Yeah.
You drop the loot, and then it's a race to who gets the loot.
Right.
I'm finding that with Borderlands 1, starting on a game that's a lot harder. There's not as many weapons to be had.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to have a weapon and share it. With Borderlands 2, it's something they never patched out, but there's a way for me to pick up a weapon, do a little glitch in the system, and give you the same weapon, but I also have it. So we can grab anything and dupe it, which is nice.
Of course.
But it's kind of like, I feel like I'm cheating. I don't want to
yeah.
have the rarest thing in the game drop for me, and then boom, 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 I just hand it to everybody. So they did it with Borderlands 3. Everyone gets their own individual loot drops now.
Like Destiny.
I mean, of course, you have to walk around and pick it up.
Right.
The way you get things is a little different, but all the same, it's good to see that they're like it's not even really a complaint. I'm okay with finding something and duping, but it's more like personal law at that point of like, I don't want to cheat the system.
Right.
But if you're going to give me the way to do it, fine, I'll do it.
Right.
This is a really good alternative. My one question is...
What's the question?
Because, for instance, I wanted to get in Destiny, I want to get the Lay Monarch.
Okay.
The bow. I ended up getting it myself, but all the same. Maybe we'll say the Trinity Ghoul. Aaron Heck, for instance, had 2 Trinity Ghouls he had gotten.
Mm-hmm.
He had gotten double exotics. And I was just like, fuck, like, why can't I even get one? But if Borderlands 3 keeps something similar from the other ones, if we kill the same boss trying to farm it and I get the drop twice, I could just choose the better of the one, keep it, and then throw one at you, and you could use it. You know?
Yeah.
Troy got 2 Lay Monarchs, and he couldn't give me one. Like, it was impossible. Right. So if you can still drop stuff, I'm A-okay with it. Like, that's 100%. But if it is the other way around of, like, you get it and it's bound to your account, then I don't like that. But the game being focused on co-op, I'm 95% certain that you'll be able to drop and trade. So I'm A-okay with that. But I do like the idea of... Because really all it does is just open up the types of... or the amount of loot that's being had. Because, like, maybe the way I used to play was, you know... This person had 2 weapon types. This person had 2 other weapon types, and we would kind of choose. So it'd be like, I'm a big fan of sniper shotguns. If a purple sniper drops, it's first dibs mine. If I don't want it, then it, you know, fight for it kind of thing.
Right.
I liked that kind of way of play, and I still think that works well. But now it's like a sniper drops for me. I'm not a sniper guy. But maybe a shotgun drops for the sniper guy, and I'm the shotgun guy. You know, it's like now we have chances to get different loot all the way around, and it's as long as you have good teamwork and communication,
and you can drop.
You can almost like have this trading card game where instead of everyone opening a pack and throwing it on the table, now everyone's got to jump at it. Everyone gets their own pack, and now we can kind of like divvy our cards. Yeah. It almost adds an element of communication and teamwork and cooperation, like that stops you from playing and kind of metas the game. Of like, what do you got here? I'll trade you this for that. Like, we'll do this, whatever, and then boom, now we're moving on again. Right. So it's fun without actually having to progress through the game and play it. Mm-hmm. Very excited for that. I hope that's how it goes.
Gotcha.
There was my Borderlands 3 talk for the day. Thank
you for coming. So real quick, this is interesting. Mm-hmm. Division 2. I don't know if it's spoiling Assassin's Creed, but may be showing you what the new Assassin's Creed is going to be about with a Easter egg, I guess you would say. So, what's the museum you go to?
The JFK Center.
JFK, that's right there. I just didn't even see it. Yeah. JFK Center. You go into the JFK Center inside of Division 2. There's a poster for a new exhibit coming, Valhalla. Vikings, that kind of whole atmosphere. Mm-hmm. But in the poster, they have you can see there's I don't know, is that a Viking priest?
Well, I would argue that it is a Templar.
Oh, a Templar?
Being Assassin's Creed and all, I would say that's probably the style they were going for with the red and the white. Their known colors with the cross. Mm-hmm. That helmet's very popular with the nose piece that comes down.
Right.
So I'd argue that's a Templar.
And he's holding, what was the name of it?
An artifact, but that would look like
Apple
the Apple of Eden.
So it's looking like the next Assassin's Creed is going to be a Viking game.
Phenomenal.
Which I feel like it's weird how games kind of fall into everyone's doing the same thing.
Doesn't it? I thought the same thing too, because I was like, I mean, of course, God of War jumped to Vikings.
Right.
But then I'm thinking of all the other like little Viking things, like For Honor had Vikings.
Yep.
Fortnite had a whole Viking half of the map, and I'm just like, where is this coming from? Like the television show Vikings is huge, and like, I'm just going through all these things. I'm like, I feel like I'm seeing a lot of Vikings.
It's like themes just all of a sudden pop in.
Yeah.
To all these different things. It's weird. It's like one person does it and they're like, oh yeah, that'd be kind of cool to play around in there. Let's go play in their sandbox, and then like the sandbox gets bigger and bigger.
However, if you were to say, hey, like especially because after Origins and Odyssey, they introduced the gods and the creatures of the world as things that you can actually fight. Mm-hmm. Mostly in DLC, but it's cool because they make that enemy name, he's the Cyclops, and this person's the Jackal, and this person. So it's like to see the world fleshed out in the enemies is really cool. And I bet you, like, you're probably going to end up fighting a Yeti in this new one, like a literal Yeti. Because the game, like, steeps into mysticism a little bit and then comes back. Kind of like Far Cry, where it's a drug trip, but you're fighting, like, flaming tigers and demon teleporting, like, you know, enemies. Is like, that kind of shit is something I can really dig on with
Yeti
the fighting style.
Vikings?
Well, because it's like a snow-driven. I bet you it's going to be a DLC, just like it was before. But you're going to go into the snowy mountains and fight, like, all of these weird creatures, and a Yeti could be one. You know, I'm just, like, something like that, I mean to say. Something mystical. Mm-hmm. But Yeah, I think the gear is going to look really cool. I'm a big fan. I think it's also going to be a cool way because Borderlands. Is it on my mind? I can't tell.
Is it never not
Assassin's
on your mind?
Creed. Assassin's Creed is kind of known to be like one of the games that pushes the envelopes in terms of like graphic.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't think this last one was anything good. A lot of people said it's the most beautiful game they've ever seen, Shay included. I think she's crazy, but all the same,
I can see that.
if you're going to keep pushing the boundary, adding snow is always a cool way to be like, look at the snow trails,
Yeah.
look at the dynamic weather, and that kind of bullshit. But I think it's kind of true. So I think it'd also be cool just visually to be in a snowy area with Assassin's Creed.
I would love to like Assassin's Creed because I think the stories and everything that the Assassin's Creed does is really cool.
Yeah. Did you play Odyssey?
No.
I think.
Well, I did. I
you
played
should.
the one on the Google thing.
Yeah, that's
for a
Odyssey.
little bit.
Yeah. You don't like it?
It's just more of the same.
No. Well, it's tough because as you get farther along, that's when you start fighting mythical creatures, and that's where your spear allows you to like throw it and teleport to it and like do crazy shit like that.
Didn't they do that in
Shadow of War?
Shadow of War?
Shadow
yeah,
of
right?
War, actually.
Shadow of War.
Where you shot a bow.
Yeah, and they yeah.
What a fucking cool game.
Yeah, weird.
Yeah.
Weird that
Weird,
happened.
isn't that?
Weird. I don't know. So like I've got Sekiro that I'm playing.
Yeah.
Love it. Can't wait. I'm gonna play more.
While we're here.
But with Sekiro, I'm also playing Kingdom Hearts and Apex. But Kingdom Hearts and Sekiro are the two games right now where I will play for as long as it takes me. I don't want to rush through those games. Like I want to experience those games as much, especially Kingdom Hearts. Waited long enough. It could take me years to beat it. I waited 15 years to play it. I don't care. You know?
You bought a PS3 to play this.
Exactly. So like
and we're already almost to PS5.
I don't like. I'm fine taking my time with those games. Other people will beat them fast. Cool, whatever. I'm gonna take my time. Whatever. The other game I'm excited for, Control. I'm gonna just speed through that game.
Yeah. Well, I also
because that's how I.
There's some cool shit to see. I know you're skipping
Yeah,
it, but
I'm
I just
skipping
want to tell you, like it does look good.
But that's why, like,
story wise, they have not told anyone anything, so there's nothing you know. But the play is like, this looks like a really well developed indie game, which is right up my alley.
Quantum Break, I just busted through that game and I loved it. And I busted through Alan Wake doing the story because back then I didn't do achievements. And years later I went through all the achievements. Quantum Break, I did the achievements.
Do you have
right
a
after.
physical copy of that game?
Alan Wake for the
backwards
360.
compatible. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've thought about playing that game. I'd
great.
like to play it. I think I've got a lot on my plate right now. I'm around with Borderlands.
I'm trying to think.
But if it's something that I find myself in a lull ever, probably snag it from you. Just pop that disc and play it.
Would you ever want to play Quantum Break? Because you probably get it super
I have
cheap.
it.
And then you should have gotten Alan Wake with it.
Was it a digital download?
Yeah.
Then no, I have. Well, maybe actually, because you know what? You had a wrapped version of Quantum Break.
Yeah.
You're like, this came with something. Here, you can have this.
I think it came with my Xbox One S.
Because I bought an Xbox and
Yeah.
you gave me that. To like, here, play this. And I was like, I actually ended up playing Halo instead.
Yeah, I think.
But all the same, I have it wrapped on my shelf still. I
think it does come with Alan Wake. Because that's how I got the Xbox One version. Not really. It's still a 3. They didn't do anything.
Digital
but
version, yeah.
So, but but you could play either of them. They're both. I love those games. And I'm wondering, because a lot of people are talking about the play of Control. I haven't watched it, but I'm wondering if the stuff they got in Control they pulled from
Quantum
the crazy stuff you could do in Quantum.
I've seen
like
some of the stuff, but it doesn't. The cool things about it is the same thing that made Red Faction Guerrilla cool. Of like, wow, you can really fucking hit anything here. Like, you hit anything in this world, it's gonna fucking explode into a million pieces. Of like, or maybe Dead Rising, where it's like, wow, I can grab that and use it as a weapon, or I can grab that as kind of like the way that the environment seems to react and maneuver and be used by the demo people is like, this has a lot of potential for like, not speed runs, but like a no guns gameplay or a no telekinesis gameplay or a this or that. And it's actually explained by one of the reviewers that he's like, I didn't use the powers, I just tried playing it like a shooter. Game's fucking impossible. So maybe there's going to be runs that are different. But guys, like, as soon as you start floating and flying and grabbing and throwing and shooting and exploding, it's like a whole different game.
Because that was the thing with Quantum Break is if you started piecing together all the time the time powers, you could do a lot of fun things. Like, you didn't have to beat guys. Obviously, you could just do top powers and beat through the level. But like all of a sudden you're in a room with 6 people, you start thinking, what if I could throw this guy into that guy and then have them fall onto this guy, like do that thing?
Yeah.
Then you got to do all these special things, and that was really cool. I was wondering if people...
Have you seen Rage 2? Is that what you liked about Quantum Break?
No, I just like this.
Well, I like the story's good. The little movies are cool.
I like what's great about Remedy games for me personally is I'm playing the game, but it's never
the play gets in the way.
It's never the play in the way of the story. The story is king, at least from my experience with those games. I feel like they have the story and they're like, okay, how are we going to make them play this story?
Yeah.
And that's what I like about it. And then also the fact that when I'm playing, there's never a point where it's like, hey, go do this random mission thing for whatever.
Go grab that for this guy,
Exactly.
so that he'll want to help you to progress the story.
The thing that I think I would like Red Dead in the story, but the problem is Rockstar is the king of going like, hey, the story
Fetch
that we're
quests.
doing, go do this, okay, and then we'll move the story a minute forward.
It's
No, go do
up
this,
to
go this,
you.
go this, go this.
But after you'll only reach the next story mission will pop up after 10 hours of gameplay.
Exactly. So that's where it falls. Where I feel like Remedy Games has never done that. So
talk about Sekiro. I'm
Sekiro.
about to wee myself.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you on your opinion on stuff. So I'm going to break it down a little bit once you get back to. So recently, a thing came up where people were talking about specifically Sekiro not having difficulty levels. So there's certain games. First one that always comes to mind because I'm a Halo guy is Halo's got easy, normal, heroic, or what is it? Yeah, easy, normal, whatever. Heroic, legendary. They have the difficulty levels. You can play at different levels. With Halo, supposedly they made the game at heroic, and they made 2 levels easier, and then 1 level harder. And that's what the actual difficulty levels are supposed to be. A lot of people are kind of complaining that Sekiro or other games like that, the Souls series, or any RPG style game, really. I'm trying to think of an RPG that's got difficulty levels. I didn't play Witcher, but I don't think Witcher's got it. I don't remember Assassin's Creed having difficulty levels. Maybe they do. I don't remember. Stokes will be the one to talk about it. But they started this whole Witcher. Did it have difficulty levels? Like you could play it at different hard difficulties? Do you know of what RPGs have difficulty levels? So apparently Witcher does. Does Assassin's Creed and stuff, do you get to pick your difficulty level with those games? Or is it just that's the level of the game?
No, that's it.
Okay.
It's just the one way.
So Witcher's an RPG that's got difficulty levels. So a lot of people are like, I want to play Sekiro, but I want to play the story, but the game's so hard. It's unforgiving, and they want an easy mode. Why aren't these games like Souls and stuff have a difficulty level?
So they're not making it.
No. People are like, why doesn't this exist? And obviously, anybody out there that has half a brain is just like, get good. There's a whole point to the game is to get good. And I was in that camp. I'm like, just get good. Like, I wanted to know Dark Souls. Guess what? I got good at Dark Souls, and I play Dark Souls. Sekiro, I hit my head against a brick wall on stream in front of people for a long time to figure out the story of that game. And now I'm on the fence because someone hit me with something else recently, and I was like, ooh, I don't know how to argue this. I don't know how to say this. But someone came out recently and talked about, Xbox doing the great thing with the controller for people with disabilities. What about the people that have disabilities? Like, just there's no way for them to get good at a game like Sekiro, but they want to play it and they want to experience the story and they want to have the stories about beating bosses and stuff like that. That's where I'm like, I don't know how to help you there. I don't know where I land in that fight. But overall, I've always liked games that don't have difficulty levels. Like, I want to play a game the way the developers wanted me to play it.
That's always a tough one for me because I'm a very normal person,
Mm-hmm.
like in terms of what I play on.
Yeah.
But sometimes I'm playing this game and I'm playing for 2 reasons: 1, the story; 2, trophies.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd be like, there's no trophy for beating this on any difficulty. I'm just gonna play easy because I'm trying to speed run this, or I got more games to play, or this or that. But I've also come to the point of if the developers, if they made the game at this way and they want it to be played that way, why would they give me options? Like this one game, Borderlands, it doesn't have a difficulty, and I'm like, I was actually in Borderlands 1. I was like, man, this game's actually kind of fucking hard. You know, I was like, man, I wish I could switch to easy. I didn't actually like, because I'm killing it right now. They added the golden chest, everything's great. But I'm like, oh, I can actually hit level whatever the fuck, 32, 3, 4, beat the game the first time on there. That's almost like easy, and then they upgrade you to normal. And then once you beat that, then there's hard. It's like you beat the game 3 times to get to max level. And I think that's a cool way of doing it. But all the same, it's like, if we're saying that the way the developers wanted, like they're God in this game, if it's the way they intended, they wouldn't have given us options. It's also like, I think the developer is saying like, we choose normal. As a company, normal is our choice. But by giving hard, hardcore, and easy, they're like, but we want you to decide how you want to play. The only way that I see like the developers' actual thoughts of levels is when they, like Wolfenstein on baby mode, it says like, maybe you shouldn't even play this game. Like maybe, and they call it baby mode wham wham or whatever. It's like, I get what you're trying to say here.
Well, I was talking about Halo and how Bungie developed Halo to begin with was they made heroic. That was the difficulty. So then they made normal for younger kids or people that just couldn't be as good at the game. And then easy is their story mode. If you just want to know the story, play it on easy. And then their legendary is so you can have replayability. So you can replay the campaign and make it different because it's not a game where you have different characters or anything. So, and that's how they did it. So usually when I play a Halo campaign, I play it on heroic. And then
one of the ways I look at it is like the subtext underneath, even if it's not like this is for this and this. I like for players who are new to first-person shooters is easy, and I'm like, well, that's not me. For people looking for our normal experience or whatever, and then for people looking for a more difficult, grueling experience, and it says less ammo availability, this and that, But it's like once I start seeing those adjectives pop up, I'm kind of like, yeah, I'm a normal person. Like I'm a normal player with looking for a normal story. I don't want these additions and subtractions to my game just to make it harder. It's like, no, I'm just going to play it the way that it seems to be made. So if heroic underneath it said, we made the game this way, we've adjusted for these other levels, then I'd probably play on heroic, like just to give it a shot at least. But I'm not someone who, there's 10 different level options and you choose easy. I don't give a fuck. Awesome. Go you. Play the game. Keep playing games.
I think my biggest thing with that is the Souls games. They're great games in general.
Sure.
But the best part about that game is like just feeling bad at the game and getting good at it because you have to. Not being like, God, I'm doing bad. Let me knock it down, beat a boss. All right, let me pocket back up because I can beat these little guys no problem. You know what I mean? Like the best feeling is fighting a boss 800 times to then finally beat him.
If Dark Souls came out and they made an easy, medium, hard, or easy, normal, hard, I should say, and normal's what it is at now, and someone played it at easy, I would probably judge them. That's one of the rare games because it's known for being hard. Or if Cuphead had an easy, like it has normal and expert or whatever they're called. Or it's got like one that teaches you how to do the level, and then it upgrades it, but you can't even progress from that. If you're going to play at that level, I don't care because they don't let you progress. You don't get the souls.
Right.
So I understand that, but if the game is made for difficulty's sake, like if that's part of the point is to be like Wolfenstein, for instance, normal on that game is stupid fucking hard as a shooter. I'm like, why? So I play it on easy, but the game can make fun of me. And if someone says, hey, I beat Dark Souls, then I could shame them for, oh, you beat it on easy though.
Right.
Like, oh, you beat Cuphead on normal though, like, or whatever. Yeah. I don't care. And although it's something that you're right, or they're right, or whoever it was about the disabled or whatever, it sounds kind of heartless, but it's also like there's 1,000 games out there, the same way that there's 1,000 ways you can entertain yourself in like any city. So maybe you're disabled and you can't go to the trampoline house. You can't go to District 5 because you're disabled. They're not going to make a special District 5 just for you. So feeding into the minority in that way for a game that's purpose is to be extremely hard. I would not make an easy mode for that. And I get it. For people crying out, why don't you have an easy mode? If you want the story, watch somebody good play.
That was the other thing,
that's
too. Is you
the
could
only
watch,
thing I could say is like, like, even if it comes to disability and you're saying, but they want to play it, they want to learn, they want to feel and like have this game. Okay, watch Twitch. Like, in this game's case, Halo, Borderlands, whatever. Like, I could, if they made an easy mode, I'm not gonna shame one for playing it. I don't give a fuck. But in a game that's something you brag about, or your Twitter is I beat Cuphead,
Right.
you know, no, there should be no easy mode.
Salty says, I like that the Tomb Raider does that, Stokes. It gives explanations for your levels. So Tomb Raider
Yeah,
does
me
that,
too.
and
They tell you like this is where you're at. I also like it in like I don't know how well it would work in most games, but Call of Duty, at least in Modern Warfare, they did a thing where there's a trial right here. Learn it and run it to the best of your ability. And at the end, every time we're going to tell you your recommended difficulty level. Like if you can react fast enough to all these different things, throw a grenade here, do this and that, then they'll say, you beat this course in this time. You should play on Veteran. You've obviously learned it enough that you could do this on our missions. And they actually say, you're good enough for this. I like that. But that's not something I actually want in every game. That's kind of weird to have like a trial period of how do I actually play, then tell me what I should do. I don't know. What I do like is games that you can change at any time and it doesn't affect anything. Like, I mean, obviously the game gets harder or whatever, but in a game like Diablo, I think there's actually 18 difficulty levels, and at any point you can just go up or down one at a time. And it's like, to have that, that's pretty cool.
Gotcha.
I can dig on that.
I thought it was an interesting debate because when I first heard about it, I was like, just get good.
I'm not someone to tell someone to get good. My thing is like, you're not gonna get good enough, or you don't want to learn to get good yourself. Watch someone who is good.
That's true. There's a lot of ways to experience.
Take
games
it out of your hands and put it into somebody else's, and just
Right.
sit back and watch. If you're, I only want the story. Well, then watch the fucking story.
Exactly.
Read the book.
We skipped over it because we were talking about Division 2, but Watch Dogs 3.
Yeah, they teased Watch Dogs 3 in this as well. I don't remember how or why, but it wasn't as clever as a way as the
poster
the
and the
Division
JK
poster and
Center,
stuff.
yeah.
But it's something that Watch Dogs 3, which isn't too crazy. No one really cared much about 2. 1 was arguably bad.
Yeah.
No one really liked
The best
that
thing
one.
about 2 was people said it was better than the first one.
Yeah, that's all that
So-
2 had going for it. Although I personally loved 2 like a lot. I played it. I got the platinum on it. I played it a lot.
Played it on stream.
And
I watched some of it.
Did I?
Yeah, a little bit. I remember watching. I'm pretty sure.
Oh well, it was because we were going to San Francisco.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, we should travel
see-
around
yeah, exactly.
San Francisco. Yeah. But Watch Dogs 3, if rumors are true, it's going to be set in London, which is a fun city.
London. It's a Friends thing.
Anyway, it's going to be set in London,
Okay.
which San Francisco, as bright as the city is, they made it more colorful than reality actually has it to be, with their different murals and their different thises and that's,
Right.
and the way the tech industry worked. I don't think that you can really get a better location than San Francisco, because the game is about hacking.
Yeah.
And they have their, Google, Facebook, the whole Silicon Valley thing going
Right.
on in there, which you can't really beat. But I'm excited to see how the play and everything works.
London
'Cause
could be
Witcher was
interesting
great.
because
Or not
it's
Witcher.
got the
Watch Dogs was great.
it's got the old, but you watch a show like Sherlock or something that they shove technology in a bunch of different ways
Yeah.
into that. You could make the old, and then just like with the veins of technology. Run through.
juxtapose
Yeah,
the new. Yeah, it's going to be interesting because a lot of times, like, you can actually like see wiring and stuff in the wall with your special goggles or your camera
Yeah.
or whatever. It's going to be interesting to see wiring going through like the London Tower and all these different things. You're like, oh, those are wired for power. Like,
Yeah.
I never would have thought. Those actually have electricity running through them.
Yep.
So I think it's going to be a cool location, and I'm preemptively excited. But who knows, if it comes out after Borderlands 3, I might never play anything ever again. So
Sweet.
we shall see.
Last thing we got,
Final thing.
we made good time.
Period.
Breath of the Wild VR.
You know what's really funny?
What?
Remember when I said, hey, there's Gordy, go talk to him about the
Yeah,
demos?
yeah.
That day when he was in, he was like, yeah, that VR comes out the 12th or something. It's like really soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll check out. That'll be Friday.
Yeah.
But Todd was like, how cool would it be to get Breath of the Wild VR? And Gordy was like, that'll never happen. And I just thought it was so funny that literally the next day they announced it.
Yep.
And what's crazy to me, though, is the way... Have you seen the way the VR works?
With
It's a single Joy-Con experience because you hold the screen up to
Right.
your face the other way. It's just like...
now.
What... they're making like VR like cardboard goggles with
Right.
the Labo that you'll be able to use, and there's going to be like a one-handed mini experience that they're giving you for Super Mario Odyssey.
Mhm.
But as cool as VR for the Switch would be, having a 720p screen that close to your face, like I just can't see it being decent, like even decent. I just don't understand. Your headset's a Labo thing, like. Wait for the Switch Pro to come out. Give me the proper
This is the thing.
meaning. You know what I mean?
Way back when, months ago, Alec ordered a VR headset for the Switch that has full-on straps. It's like a Mario-themed thing.
Sure.
He ordered it. He doesn't have a Switch, but he's like, I'm going to order it because who knows? It's just cool, and you put the Switch in and you could just play just watching the Switch up close or whatever. You know, who knows what they're going to do with it. I don't know how it's going to work, but now I'm thinking I might steal that for Breath of the Wild VR.
I just can't imagine how it's going to work, though. You know, like, how will you be able to play that?
Is it going to be first person? Are they changing it?
Oh, because no one has seen it. Someone's tried the Odyssey version. Someone's tried this, you know, and those are just fun little demo things. But the thing that I imagine it to be, and from what it looked like, because they released a little trailer and they're like, enter VR mode, and you hit it, and it just kept playing the game still. It was almost like the head is your right stick. So like to like if you're riding a horse and you're holding forward, to do this, to kind of casually turn left, you know, or to do that based on your looking. So I don't really know, but that's what it appeared to be. So it looks like you're just playing the game, but to control the camera, you turn your head.
Why?
The tough thing about it, they were able to make this really smidgen thing in first person or whatever for Odyssey that's really fun, but it's really small. A game that's been out longer is going to have something come out later, and it's a full experience. You know, like, what does that mean? How can you have transitioned all of Breath of the Wild into VR? You probably just put the camera on as the head. Like, what else could you have done? You know,
Right.
They've been making DLC this whole time and stuff, so it's like I don't really know what's going on there. But how cool would it be to be climbing a hill as Link,
Right?
like, in first person?
That's what I'm saying.
Like in a perfect VR world. It was funny. I talked about it again recently. We were talking about games, and I was telling Derek, I was like, "Isn't it crazy that we're like living through like the golden age of gaming right now? Like, it was invented in the '80s. That's a lot of cool, but right now we're reaching realistic animations, like truly realistic. We're in like VR now. Like, VR is real, and online multiplayer gaming is so easy that anyone can play from their fucking phones a full console game. Like, all these things." He's like, "I don't think that VR thing's gonna take off." And whatever, I understand skepticism.
Right.
But it was funny. I was like, they have the treadmills, they have the gloves. I was like going fucking crazy nerd mode about how excited I am. And to have that tech be real, and to think of it being paired with something like Breath of the Wild, that game was good. I liked it. It's nothing I loved, but in VR, if I were to be able to properly play it, I think I would really like that game.
That would be sweet.
I think the game would be one that I could prefer in VR to regular.
Breath of the Wild was another game that I was like, I'm just going to play it for as long as it takes me. Don't care how long it's going to take to beat. Whatever. I never actually beat Ganon, but I did all the stuff, doing all the shrines or whatever.
Yeah.
I turned it on recently. I was like, I just want to see what I was doing, see where I could do. And all of a sudden, I turn it on. I'm in the middle of a desert. I was like, I don't even remember being here. And then I look at a guy. I was like, And I go over and I fight him, and he just one-shot me. And I was like,
was it Lionel?
No, it was just like it's one of the tall, skinny guys with the long snout, whatever those guys are.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, he one-shots me. I was like, I don't know if he should
You're in
be
DLC?
able to. I don't think so. Maybe I did. Like, I ended up in DLC and didn't realize it. I don't know.
remember them being in the desert.
That's what I'm saying. I turned it on and I was just completely lost where I was, because I remember recently I went back and played it, and I got on that island where they strip everything from you.
Yeah, and you got to go fucking
Right.
steal the thing off the giant or whatever.
And that's what I was remember doing it. So I turned on the console to be like, oh, this is where I'm going to be. And I turned it on and I was like, where am I? What am I doing? I was so confused.
Would you say that game's a 10 out of 10 now with a lot of like knowledge behind you and hindsight? Would you say it's a 10 out of 10 game?
Yes. It has things that I don't like, but just because of the gamer I am. I recently thought about this, like the cooking. Everyone loves the cooking. They dug the cooking.
I'm a big fan of the cooking.
For me,
dude, it's like music to my ears to hear the.
For me,
yeah, a pile of trash. Like
for me, this is what I realized. The best thing I've always loved about Legend of Zelda is no matter what you're doing, you're constantly moving forward. You know what I mean? Like, it gives you, like, you don't have to, like, do anything that, like, stops your progress. In Breath of the Wild, they're like, go collect these things, go find a fire, make food, so then you have food to go on to whatever you're doing next. It's like stopping you from progressing the way you want to, so you can have heals. Every Zelda game before that, it's like, just keep moving forward. We're going to give you heals throughout. We're going to keep throwing at you. You can go collect fairies if you feel like you're going to need them, but they're going to throw hearts at you. You know,
generally the part of this game was kind of like,
go anywhere, do
what
anything.
you want.
Exactly.
And it was like, you would go somewhere, just get fucked, and then turn around and have not gone anywhere. But
it's because Brent doesn't want / can't cook in real life either.
You made a pretty damn good cake from your brain,
right? It's pretty damn good. Now, was it the prettiest?
Pretty damn okay for being something like that, but I was surprised.
Pleasantly
surprised.
I just think it's those things which is another reason, like, I love Bloodborne, but the fact that you have to collect the vials instead of just getting flasks like in Dark Souls. Every time you sit down, you have to collect the vials. It's just, you're putting something in this game where all of a sudden I have to do something and I'm not moving forward. Like, it's a weird kind of parallel, but the West Wing was raved about for a long time, and then people broke down why people liked the West Wing, because it's really just people talking, but they are talking and walking. Like, every time you see a scene in that show, 9 times out of 10 they are talking and walking, because it's giving the illusion of the show moving forward. And then House makes a joke about that later in House. He talks about, like, let's move and talk. It'll give the illusion that this plot is moving forward, where we're not making any progress, because House does that a lot, where he's talking with his team. It's in Legend of Zelda, you could be fighting somebody, you might be almost dead, and the way to get health is just keep moving forward. You're making progress and just getting health. And where now they're like, go find stuff and cook, it's almost like impeding my process forward, and I can feel it, and that's where I get slowed. And I'm like, I could probably put this down. Oh, I've got to go collect things to cook real quick to heal before I can move forward. I'm actually hungry in real life.
That's chapter.
Yeah. It's a very big game. I think those things help you slow down to appreciate more of the world without blasting straight through the story.
That's tough.
That's
because this game isn't really a narrative.
No.
Everyone's narrative is a little different, the way they go about it and the missions they do and this and that. Because the story is kind of like, here, get this glider. Here, learn to cook. Here, do this. Okay, now go kill the bad guy.
Well, it's...
You know? And it's like, you can choose to really go about this however you want, but...
My big thing is when I want, like, Kingdom Hearts, Alan Wake, Quantum Break, those games, the way I'm playing Breath of the Wild is, I stop myself when I want to enjoy that game. Putting something to slow people down on purpose is not going to if they don't want to slow down, it's not going to make them appreciate your game more. Me walking through Breath of the Wild and turning over a hill and there's a dragon flying next to me, that is the wow factor. The thing that I want.
So, you know, you could argue that there's a game in cooking.
There is.
I don't know if I'd argue. I mean, like, there is, but... You know, the game of what mixes with what to
exactly.
give me what.
100%.
Sure. But what about in a game where you are level 10, the world behind you is level 11, so you're like, I could grind I'll get to 11, but the world in front of you is level 15, and you just can't go.
Hate it.
But then they give you, I don't want to say missions to do, but I guess grinding generally. Where they're like, hey, turn around and keep playing more of this game before you can step forward.
I feel like that's poor game design. Because your game should be designed for me to flow from one thing to the next. I shouldn't have to stop. Because guess what? If you make me stop to go backwards, I'm probably going to stop playing the game. I'm going to come back to it if I like it, but that's probably the moment I put down the controller and walk away.
What if the game is like World 1, World 2, World 3, and then there's World like 1.25, 1.5, 1.75, and they make you go visit those before you hit 2. So it's like you got center world. You go here, do this thing, you come back. You go here, do this thing, come back. You go here, do this thing, come back, and then boom, realm 2. You know? How do you feel about that? Especially if there's like purpose. Like I'll say story missions, for instance.
I'm trying to think, like, so you like Gauntlet, where there's like the hub, and then you go into each thing, and then you can go into the dragon realm, like that?
Kind of, except the hub would change. So, there's like different like kind of like sanctuary areas, where it's like, oh, I'm free to run around and go to the merchant. But by doing all of these things, boom, I beat the big boss that unlocked this new next world. Now I can go to the new merchants and get new stuff and do all this stuff and then do all these new missions for new people. And then boom, I'm in the desert world and there's new desert merchants that give me better gear and I can like go do these missions and then boom, like
I think
that's kind of how I vision those games rather than like, go travel in this world. Go travel in this world.
I think my thing is I like, it's just the feeling of forward, like Dark Souls. Obviously, there's certain points in that game you should go to after other points because you're going to get fucked. Like, in Dark Souls 2, I didn't like it in the very beginning because I went the complete wrong way. And I realized streaming when they're like, oh, you try going here first instead. Because I was like, this is where I went before and I'm just going to get fucked. I did it before. And they're like, oh, yeah, don't go there yet. Come down. And I went down there and it's so much more better experience playing that game.
Yeah.
But I could go there if I wanted.
It's a more understandable stair step
exactly.
to the next.
And I ran, and there's other things I don't like about Dark Souls, but that's besides the point. But like when I was playing the first Dark Souls, it's like I could go anywhere, but I was ushered in. But every time I beat somewhere, it was never like, hey, go back to this area before you go on to that area. Or I know you played this part and I know you saw everything, but did you really look? Here, there's a guy at the bonfire now that wants you to go fetch this item from maybe this corner you missed in this dungeon.
Yeah, it is tough though because in a game where you like the world enough, like you just almost don't even care if they stop you because you're like, cool. Like I was gonna kind of stop anyway, or maybe I would have played through and then come back and just wandered and done the side missions for fun, let alone the fact that you're making me do them to keep going.
I think with Breath of the Wild, the way I felt is I'll be running, right? Climbing mountains, doing all the cool shit that I like, get into a couple fights and my hearts go down, just I get hit or something happens, something blows up next to me, who knows what happens. Fall damage, just fall damage, right?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. That's the whole, you want to climb up the mountain with just enough stamina. So
exactly.
You're like, oh god.
And then I'm like, shoot, I need hearts. All of a sudden, all of my exploring your world, exploring the story, everything that you gave me stops because I gotta go find apples.
I say it's not you're exploring, now you're looking.
Yeah. I don't get to just be in this world. I have to now specifically go to a task to get something to then go do it with that thing so then I can continue moving forward.
Yeah.
And I don't hate it. Obviously, I love Breath of the Wild. But it's just one of those things that's I realized why I put down that game and had trouble coming back to it from time to time.
Yeah. Yeah, it was... I found myself forcing myself through it. Because I was like, this game is a 10 out of 10. This game is a 10 out of 10. Like, I'm beating it. Like, come on. This game's a 10 out of 10. Play it. And the play felt good, and the world was cool, and the art style is amazing. I like all the characters, but I don't know.
I think I like hunting for meal. It's a fun side mission. And I think it would be a perfect side mission if I didn't have to do it to heal. If I could still cut down...
If they gave you attack buffs only or something?
If I could still cut down, like, brush and get hearts, like in other Zelda games, yeah, and keep going, but then it's just like, you could do that, but, you could also cook and have storage of food. Wouldn't that be more helpful? Then I get the choice of, all right, I'm about to go into this part. Let me actually go hunt some stuff so I can get ready for the next part, not just to move forward. I either have to die, and I don't even get, I guess I don't revive with full health either, right? So, like, it's literally like at one point, it's like to move forward, you have to go find food. And then not only do you have to find food, but once you get the food, you have to go to a bonfire. Can't you build a fire and rest? Does it gain hearts that way too?
I honestly don't remember.
I don't remember.
I haven't played that game since March of 2017.
I'd have to look back. And again, I'm being really negative, but I really like the game. It's just, 20 plus years of playing Zelda games, and feeling
after all of that, you're still gonna go with it. It's a 10 out of 10.
Yes, I still think it's a 10 out of 10. Because even though I don't like that, the cooking is done well. The management of like the loot management, the cooking, the animation, the thought process that went into all that is perfect.
Sure.
It's just a thing that I could.
But you could also say that in Assassin's Creed the boats are done well. But if it takes you away from the story enough, it's it loses points for that on IGN's 10 out of 10 scale.
Right. But for me, I just know that that's a me thing, not a game thing. You know what I'm saying? Because if so, the no game is a 10 out of 10. Because there's little things that I'm just like,
Sure.
But
no.
Except for Alan Wake, I don't know if I would change anything. I think that game is pretty solid throughout.
Pretty Brent perfect.
Yeah, except for like
Brent
just like I wish, you know, now that the game's been out for so long, I wish they'd go in and just touch up little things. You know, like the dodging was perfect when it first came out, but you know, now that we're getting a little tighter and there's a bunch of games with like real quick
Parries
and
and
stuff like
dodging.
that, like I know they could kind of go in and tweak a little bit and make it
or
better.
you were telling
But
me about the music / the art that's on there or something. It had like timed releases, so now they had to like edit it out.
oh well, in Alan Wake, the game, when you pick up batteries, they're Energizer batteries, and billboards are Verizon billboards, like they're actual products.
Yeah.
When they went and made the DLC / sequel thing, Alan Wake's American Nightmare, they couldn't get those rights back, so now they're just generic names. They didn't.
But
the
they're
old game
still
isn't
the same in
patched.
the old one? Oh,
yeah,
okay.
they're in a game that didn't get patched or anything. It's just they
Well,
couldn't
one
get
of
the rights again.
Some game I was just reading about had to go through. I think it was actually GTA. GTA to
Music.
go through and take all their music and
Yeah.
change it and switch it because it was a limited rights kind
Yep.
of thing.
Yeah, I know GTA had it. There was another one too. I can't remember where it was like you think you played the original game, but you actually didn't because when it came out, it had this, this, and this, and then the re-release, which most people played, they had to change this, this, and this. I can't remember the game or what it was, but there was something, yeah. But yeah, so the original game still has everything the way it is, and it's so funny to be picking up. You just see Energizer. It's like the only reason why it's jarring is as soon as you go to American Nightmare and the batteries you pick up throughout the entire Alan Wake game, all of a sudden you open up one of those things and you see batteries and you're like, what is? I don't even know what this is.
Yeah.
You're like, you pick up batteries. That's not the batteries. You know, it's weird. But also, American Nightmare is its own whole separate thing.
With an unbeatable achievement, right, Brent?
It's not unbeatable. It's beatable.
Well, then fucking do it. Do you like the game or not?
I do like the game, but it's one of those. It's almost
Just kidding.
it's almost like a speed run type achievement where you have to play
Yeah.
the same thing over and over and over, and
No,
there's
I
an
feel
RNG level. There's this like there's so much to it because really what you have to do is pretty much dodge people to get your combo counter up high enough, then kill around, dodge more combo. You have to like just play the game of like points instead of just
Yeah.
play the game.
I don't like achievements or trophies that just couldn't happen naturally.
Yeah.
You know, like almost all of every other achievement in history is like you could have just done this in a weird roundabout way, like you could have done it.
Yes.
But
I would
still.
I would say Quantum Break. I think every achievement I did just happened. Besides like finding things, like I looked for things, but it's never like do it in this amount of time or do it like this. It's literally just play the game, find these things, and then make the choices.
There are some achievements and trophies out there I've gotten that I like regretfully got.
You're
Like
like,
one of
"Ugh."
them was beat Uncharted 4 in 6 hours or less or something like that. Or
Yeah.
4 hours or less. I forget the number, but it was just like I hate playing like this.
Hello, Nick G.I. Hey! First the egg! No, we ain't gonna take it. How's it going? I felt like I was talking a lot right there at the
You
end.
were.
I felt my throat all of a sudden like
I need
Oh,
to stop
man.
talking.
yep. Oh, they will take it. Love that movie so much. It's a great movie, Nick. Great
They will
movie.
Take it. Oh no. Oh no, peace tabs.
But yeah, I think we split off from Breath of the Wild VR a while ago. But
Fuck yeah, we did.
I
We filled the other
If it-
17 minutes.
if it's what I want, like if it is, this.
I was like, what?
Oh my god, awesome! But I
It's
don't
not-
think it's
it's
going
not
to
gonna
be.
be.
Yeah, your lips say no, but your body says yes, Stokes. I don't know what I don't know what your lips.
What did my lips
I don't know.
say? They could be. It could be anything.
I needed subtitles and there was none. Oh my god. Oh god. Wish the Oasis was real. Don't we all? Don't we all? You know why,
Gotta close it on
Stokes?
Thursdays though.
You know why, Stokes?
Why?
Because fuck all healthy eating, working out. Fuck that.
No.
My body would be destroyed because I wouldn't
Would
care
it be?
anymore.
I'd be running around in video games a lot, you know.
Well, in that they don't have. I guess they do have a treadmill. Okay, but he gets the chair, right? Doesn't he trade in?
Sorrento has a chair.
Oh, the movie. I was thinking book. Because doesn't he get the? Doesn't
In
he
the
get
book,
a chair?
he has. It's
haptic
like a
chair,
It's like a
right?
gyrosphere. It's a chair in like a.
But he has to
Fucking
like work out, so it's not like he does enough in the game to work
But
out.
that's the problem though. Is like, if we're also considering the Oasis to be real, I consider two things. One, you could have the system that says you can only eat these foods,
Right.
and then they just ship to you, and you just eat those foods.
Right.
And you could also, if you wanted, set the lock of like you have to have your heart rate at this amount for however long before you can play games. I would set that.
I guess I'm
Because
not.
then I'd spend the rest of my time in the Oasis.
I guess
it's literally life at that point.
I'm not gonna lie. I would probably be in better shape just because I would probably play competitive things because I'm a competitive person.
Yeah.
And to be competitive in an Oasis where it's like a body game, you'd have to be in pretty
physically
good. Yeah,
be
you have to be
competitive.
physically. Yeah. So I guess okay. All right. Either way, if I'm a fat slob stopped in a chair,
What if they took your actual physical shape and like made it your hitbox, or something? You know what I mean? Or maybe your hitbox is the same, but you're a Master Chief that is your shape. Like the armor pieces are like fitting all weird.
I would have to get into shape.
You'd have to get into shape. You have to be like, I gotta be the fucking best looking Spartan out here.
Yeah.
Get a little grease.
Get a little grease. I did the workout today. I was doing the standing French press.
Yeah.
And no. Is there one where you're just like this? Standing? Is that one? Did I do them? What's that one?
Did you do with dumbbells?
No, barbell. Did I mess
No,
it
you're
up?
right. You're right. I was thinking. There's a one before that. That's a curl one.
Okay.
I'm thinking workout number 2.
Okay, so
all the same.
that one.
Yeah.
It's like 4 sets of 12. Third set, I got to 10, and my arms didn't want to go up again. They didn't
You're
want.
like,
it was
wait a
it
minute
was the
here.
last one I did because I had to there's the order, but I have to shift the order depending on what machine I can get to or whatever.
Right,
so it was
right.
ended up the last one I did. Went hard today. I was like, I'm gonna do weight. Stokes is going hard. I'm gonna go hard.
Dude,
and I got to 10.
That fucked me so bad.
And I'm like, it's not going up. Like it's like at one point, and I did one of the thing where I had to like
you almost
kick
like,
off.
You like,
Yep. I was like, and I did one more, and then I put it down. I'm like, I'm gonna redo that one. I'm gonna do 2. But
you
I
know
need
they
a
call
second-
that
I need a
motion
second.
a kipping.
Kipping?
Yeah, like off after a person, because he would during like pull-up thing, like competitions and rallies, he would do this thing where he like waves his body to where the momentum, like he almost like gets the bar out in front of him and then pulls himself forward and then does a
Is it
pull-up
cheating?
like this. No, it's
cool.
actually standard form for a CrossFit style, which is part of the reason why people make fun of CrossFit. Because they're like, you're not even doing the pull-up. Like, you're cheating your body so that you, like, fucking throw yourself at the bar, which I still count because
Right.
I couldn't do a kipping any better than I could do a regular.
Nope.
But all the same, it's like, because in CrossFit, they're so weird. Like, the CrossFit Championship is like, all right, take this 225-pound thing and do a bunch of sets of something. Go to the next thing, do sets of that. Go to the next thing, do sets of that. And it's like, it's like speed workout. Like, here's your workout plan. Do it as fast as you can. So when it's 15 pull-ups, they get to the bar and they just you like it's like literally that fast, where it's just one after another.
I did see a great video of CrossFit today where I think it was like the last stage in one of those things, and it was where you pull up and then you push yourself up.
Yeah.
What's that?
Oh my god.
Whatever that's called. You'll think of it in a second. But whatever that was called, the last guy out of the 4-man heat or whatever was there, and he was trying to do it, and he had to do, I don't know, 3 more or something. He does one, right? And he comes down and slips off and lands, and you look at his hands, just blood. Just full blood. The bar's all bloody, and he grabs chalk and pads his bloody hands with chalk, goes up for another one, goes up, slips, and falls, and is standing there looking at his bloody hands, doesn't know what to do. Someone else that had just finished the heat before him walked over, handed him gloves that he had, workout gloves, and the guy put on this other guy's gloves onto his hands and was able to finish it and get done.
He was in last place.
He was last place. He was down.
Someone was like, I've already done it.
Took
Here's
gloves,
my gloves, dog.
handed it to him, and he went up and he did the last 2 and then ran across the finish line with
Muscle up.
6 seconds left.
Muscle up.
Muscle up.
Fuck,
6
I wanted to
seconds
call it a
left. He
man
finished. But it was one of those videos that's this is why this is like sportsmanship. Because it was the last
I was
person.
say, if I'm giving props to anyone, I'll give props to the guy that handed them gloves.
Exactly,
you can literally fuck my gloves.
Yes.
You can have these. They're yours. They're done. I'm never using them again. I'm not gonna give it to the fucking lunatic that bled his hands so much he couldn't do a pull-up, but he kept trying. Like,
he kept trying.
What a crazy person.
He was right there. He needed, like I said, 2 left.
One of the
to finish.
one of the 2 jokes of CrossFitters. The
I'll see you later, Nick. Have a good one.
Love you, Nick. Love you. Is that they're always
thank you for the follow.
Is that they're always cheating is the second one with the kipping pull-up. Like, that's not a real pull-up. Whatever. The first one though is that they always get injured.
Okay.
Like, that's their big thing. And I listened to a Nike podcast called Trained, and it's something that one of the guys, or they had a girl on that was like a professional CrossFit, whatever the fuck.
Mm-hmm.
And she said she got into CrossFit, and in the very first year tried competing, and the first lift she did a deadlift and just went too hard, too fast, and tore her ACL. And I was like, you deadlifted so hard you tore your ACL? What does that mean? Like, how hard do your legs have to attempt something for it to rip your ACL?
Ugh.
I just don't understand. And it was her first competition ever.
Did you see?
It was like, what are you talking about?
Did you see the gymnast?
What do you mean?
Gymnast. I saw people tweeting it.
Fucking hurt.
It was a gymnast
Yeah.
who was in competition. I don't know at what point in her routine or whatever, but she did something. Broke both her legs when she landed in competition. Just snapped both her legs. I was like, oh my god, that would suck. Oh my god.
Oh, no.
In the middle of it's just
no.
Oh.
You know, it's worse.
Fuck.
That Final Destination gymnast. She got it a little worse.
Final Destination. Which one was that one with the gymnast? I'm trying to remember.
I think it was The Final Destination.
Where she's on the bar?
Yeah. Well, she's on the sawhorse thing or whatever, and the screw falls.
Yeah.
On the thing, and she fucking does she steps on something, whatever, falls backwards and scorpions and just breaks in half. She got it pretty bad.
All right. I've noticed that we can just keep going off topic. So we're going to wrap up the show.
Yeah, talking's fun.
Thanks, everybody, for hanging out. Really appreciate it. If you're watching later on YouTube or listening on podcast services, remember, you can watch live on twitch.tv/RealPixel every Monday and Wednesday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Today was a late show. We started at 7. But don't worry, we're going to start at 6 on Wednesday. As long as everything works out, it should be good.
Oh, yeah.
But it's been a wonderful night. P-Stabs, I know, but we have to go. One, I got to probably go to bed to get ready for work tomorrow. Pretty soon here.
Womp womp.
But anyway.
I got to drive home.
Yeah.
Go to bed, get ready for work tomorrow.
Exactly. So unfortunately, we got to work. You know, P-Stabs, if you could just fund this operation so we could do this full time, that'd be great.
We need a few more bits.
Yeah, just need a couple more bits from you, and I'm thinking we'll get there. But you guys are all beautiful people. Thank you so much for hanging out tonight. Again, we'll be back on Wednesday. But it's been real.